I want me some glory hole.
There it was. Glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
Smiles and glory hole.
Glory hole days.
Is the absolute glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
Glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
This is Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking about his desire to obtain glory holes. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about what's going on in the NFL. We'll do all sorts of things today, ladies and gentlemen. We got Joel Norris on the other side as well. So we're gonna hit the intro. We'll see you guys on the other side.
You're tuned in to the Red Zone Blitz.
Here we go.
The home for all things NFL and college football.
Ready?
How's it going, fellas?
It's going great, I think.
It's a fabulous
It's
Thursday.
It's going great.
It's fabulous Thursday.
Going great.
Micah Parsons has been traded, ladies and gentlemen. And for every single relative that I have that has remembered that I exist, I just have one little message for you.
This is a message for everybody on the internet. I am aware of the Parsons trade. Thank you.
We're aware. We'll get to it. I know you guys want it. This is the clips that you guys are going to listen to. We'll get into all of that. Before then, thank you for all the love you guys have been showing us. Red Zone Blitz Pod, X, Instagram, TikTok, Red Zone Blitz Podcast at gmail.com. You guys have shown us crazy amounts of love for our last episode. You guys have submitted more mailbags. We'll definitely get to them. We're going to have an episode here in September where we're going to be missing out of action. So we're going to record a little mailbag episode for you guys. We'll make sure that gets launched in that week that we're not here to record and react. Until then, if you are new, this is your first time listening to us, I am your host, G.
Brandon, what's up?
And I'm Matthew. What's up, everybody?
And we host the Red Zone Blitz Pod. And we talk all sorts of things. We talk about football. We talk about your love life. We talk about college football, NFL, all sorts of stuff. I think we should just roll right into it, boys. Get right into the thing. We'll start off with the opening drive, and we'll see you on the other side.
The opening drive.
Well, we're almost gearing up for week one. A week from today, Cowboys will be playing the Eagles in the first game of the 2025 NFL season in Philadelphia, where they will raise the banner because the Eagles won the 2024 Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now,
How hard was that for you to say?
that was fucking excruciating painful. The Saints, Spencer Rattler, QB1. He was also the star of QB1, the Netflix show. Well, shout out to the Saints. The Saints are on a rebuilding path. I don't look at them to win too many games. They will probably be in the Arch Manning sweepstakes if he is to be so fortunate. That is probably where they'll be. The Saints also have no money on the books to spend. They're like negative 40.
Oh, nice.
In the cap roll. So shout out to the Saints for their great cap management. Ever since Sean Payton left, it's been a bad time. But Kellen Moore is here. Have no fear. He's going to try to turn that thing around. Hunter Renfrow released from the Panthers. Pickett has been traded to the Raiders. Tommy DeVito ending up in the most...
Yeah.
If there was an Italian destination for Tommy DeVito to end up other than New York, fucking New York. In New York, it was Boston. He's from Boston. Yeah. He's gone to New England. He's there. He's backing up Drake May. Who knows what's going to happen there? The Chiefs are chiefing. Rashee Rice out for 6 weeks. He is going to be gone for 6 games. He is suspended. Draft him at your own risk. Giants, I think this is pretty, they're pretty standard. Russell Wilson starting. They got Jameis Winston out there, number 2, and Jackson Dart, number 3. You know what? Jackson Dart, flyer in your fantasy football leagues. If you have keepers in your fantasy football leagues, Jackson Dart is a name to keep an eye on because I think Jackson Dart will be playing valuable snaps for the Giants before the season ends. Remember a couple weeks ago when we talked about Lamar Jackson's foot being stepped on and is Lamar, oh God, have we just lost him? Raven Sideline reporters, who we may have on the podcast in conversation with me, have confirmed that Lamar Jackson is he's not just healthy. He's actually looking in the best form he's ever looked in. Is
that a little biased?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying out over there. So just letting you know, fellow Steelers fan.
No Schefter scare on that one.
I guess honestly, I had like a whole thing planned where I would ask you guys biggest September impact moves. But aside from that, Matthew, is there anything right now in the last week, other than the obvious that happened today, other than that debacle, is there anything else out there that is that you think is worthwhile talking about when it comes to the NFL and the buzz surrounding it?
There's not really a ton of stuff. I mean, I think the whole thing with, I know Cleveland, like the QB situations with every team has been kind of going nuts. Colts, obviously, naming Daniel Jones the starter. The whole thing with Shadur Sanders.
Hey, we have a listener named KK that requests that we stop talking about the Browns. So
sure,
tread carefully.
I mean, as a Steeler fan, I don't give a fuck about the Browns.
Hey, apparently we talk too much about the Cowboys, the Browns, the Colts, and that I think that's it. Yeah, the Cowboys, the Colts, and the Browns. So the greatest teams on earth.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't know. I think, like you said, even the Giants, that's a story too. I was going to talk about it later too, but yeah, no, I'll save it for later. But I think the QB situation there is kind of an interesting one with Russell Wilson. He's kind of on the downslope.
Yep.
I think after leaving Seattle, he had that rough stint in Denver and then Pittsburgh dealing with injuries. It kind of went downhill. And Jackson Dart's looking good. He's looking really good.
Hey, there's a reason why in our feedback column, a lot of people say, we really love Matthew's analytical takes. We love the way Matthew breaks it down into analytics. So shout out to Matthew. Phenomenal job.
Thanks, brother.
Fuck yeah, man.
Thanks,
Shout out to both of you guys.
You too, Brian.
Yeah, you guys this is your first time stint behind a mic, and you guys have been getting great feedback on not just your energy you're bringing, not just the jokes, but also the analytics and football as well. So shout out to my co-hosts Brandon and Matthew. We'll be sharing these guys on the socials real soon. You guys will be able to follow them, stay in tune with whatever they are thinking and tweeting about. Well, we will see if you guys want to follow Brandon after today's episode. It might be one that you don't want to follow. There's a reason why he's silent for so long. Brandon, you gotta say something.
Okay, well,
Fuck.
you're talking about the Saints. They're talking about Spencer Rattler.
The rattlesnake.
That's QB1. I mean, their options with him are slow, but I mean, this has huge. We'll talk about this later in fantasy, but okay, Spencer Rattler is your QB1. Now,
not for long.
there are some guys, you got Olave, you got Shaheed.
Yeah, I still have Kamara there. You still have Taysom Hill there.
Yeah. You brought back Cooks, or you got Cooks from the Cowboys who didn't really do anything, but you got Cooks. You got Juwan Johnson. You got Kamara. If you didn't know Spencer Rattler was QB1,
Yes, sir.
there's some good options there in your fantasy draft if you haven't done it yet. Spencer Rattler is QB1. That changes everything. Do you want Olave? Do you want Shaheed? Do you want Juwan Johnson? Do you want Kamara? Do you want any fucking Saints player
I'm not touching
on your
this.
fantasy team?
I'm not touching this. I don't even buy into the Alvin Kamara's going to
Kamara's
get.
stock went way far.
Yeah,
down.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Let's move on. We'll talk about it over on the other side. Let's get into the fantasy 2-minute drill. We'll get into it. We'll talk all things fantasy football. Let's go on the other side here.
The Fantasy Football 2-minute drill.
All right, Brandon. Lay it on us. What do you have?
You have the floor.
Well, I mean,
What did you have about the Saints?
Let everybody know.
Have a fucking page of notes. Man.
What did you have? What could you possibly have had about the Saints?
Yeah.
I was talking about Saints. I had other shit to talk about.
Okay,
But
let
you're
us know.
Hey, let's go into our next segment. So fuck it. Let's go into the fucking
No,
next
I
segment.
wanna know what you
now we
scribbled
want to
out.
know. Now we want to know what you,
You
scribbled
scribbled
out.
out like half a page.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
well-
I have a page to talk about.
Okay, we'll talk in
About
this
what?
talk
Go
between
ahead.
the scribbles. Let's
You have the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't read this shit now. Okay, so you're talking about like roster cut surprises. So the Panthers,
Yes.
we talked about this in another episode. So the Panthers cut Hunter Renfrow, and then they traded Thielen back to the Vikings. I mean, for one,
Thielen's coming home.
That's a great get back for the Vikings. You know, with JJ McCarthy going back, having a reliable
Veteran.
I mean, obviously, you know Jefferson, Addison, but Thielen,
Hawkinson.
Isn't
Hawkinson
Addison-
is
Addison's-
tight end, but like, dude, Thielen with the Vikings, he just one of those guys that's reliable. He's not going to drop your passes.
Fan
He's
favorite.
going to catch shit, and he's just going to be open. He finds ways to get open. That is great for
He's a
Minnesota
good,
again.
he's a good route runner.
But
Definitely.
they cut Renfro. They traded Thielen. So as I talked about, they're excited about what Teteroa, T-Mac is bringing to him. He's their wide receiver number 1 going in. Leggett number 2. Coker's number 3. I'm not sure who tight end number 1 is, but behind him is Jatavion Sanders. Like they cut and traded their veteran presence. They're going young. They're like, I mean, obviously with their quarterbacks name young, but I just saw you look at me. I was like,
No. I'm sorry. It's just I feel like we have the same notes, and I feel like G's kind of getting mad at us right now a little bit because we're jumping the gun on this segment here.
Yeah, no, fuck the fucking structure of the podcast. No, let's fuck it like Jerry Jones fucks his football team. No, fuck the segment.
you're the one that said we need to save this to the end.
I
So
thought you were
I had all these notes to fucking
Okay,
waste time.
all right. Okay.
I thought you were gonna give a little spiel about the Saints, and then it was gonna go to you, and then he just spiraled into this.
All right, let me.
To the Panthers? Yeah, I'm spiraling. I'm talking about the fucking Panthers right now.
We're gonna lose it. He's gonna lose his mind. All right,
We've got a game plan.
we got a
here.
game plan here. All right, let's get back in the
You
huddle.
asked me.
Hey,
We were talking about the fantasy, and you asked me to go back. What did I have?
back in the
I have
huddle.
a lot of
Hey,
shit.
hey, back in
I
the
have
huddle.
a lot of shit.
Back in the huddle. We were very distraught on this Thursday afternoon. Back in the huddle. All right. Here we go. Fuck.
I still have more if you want to go back.
Hey, no, shh. We're gonna mute his mic. We're muting his mic. It's timeout time. Timeout. We're giving him a Gatorade. Giving him an orange Gatorade. He's gonna sip it.
It's definitely
Yeah,
Gatorade.
he's sipping
right
on
now.
he's sipping on the Gatorade. He's gonna be back with us in the huddle here after the TV timeout.
That's the Johnny Manziel Gatorade on the sidelines.
The Johnny Manziel special on the side. Shout out Johnny Football. We love you. We're gonna hopefully have you on the pod. Okay. Fantasy drafts are wrapping up. All right, most guys have wrapped it up. We are degenerates in our league. We draft the day before the season starts. That's how we do it. Week 1 lineups are looming, and the waiver wire vultures are already circling. There's a lot of people out there circling those waiver wires. Now, I'm going to ask you guys 3 players. All right? Nice and 3. 3 players. One guy who over the last couple weeks, maybe the last month, his stock has gone up. One guy whose stock has gone down. And finally, a waiver wire watch. A guy that you're like, you know what? There's no point in spending $50 of fab on week 1. Just get him in the late round. All right, Mr. Brandon.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes, not 60 seconds.
Is my mic still muted or am I good?
No, you're
No,
back.
you're
You're
good.
I'm
back.
back.
hear you.
I'm back.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
here we
he is
go.
back. He's back. He's
All right.
He's unleashed.
Stock up.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be T-Mac.
Tap
Teteroa
McMillan, baby. Tap McMillan.
I mean, they traded, like I just mentioned. They cut Hunter Renfro. They traded Thielen. T-Mac is number 1. They loved what I've said it before. They loved what they saw from Bryce and T-Mac going forward. So obviously, T-Mac is wide receiver number 1. If you're going to trade away your veteran presence, they have no veteran presence now. This is a young receiving core between T-Mac, Leggett, and Coker.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Who's your stock down?
Stock down. It's got to be Rashee Rice now. I mean, he just was announced that he was suspended for 6 games.
It's in between. Yeah, like I thought he would be like getting like less. So initially I had wavered him in kind of, I'm like, okay, well, even if he misses, 6 is a lot. And 6 can, if you draft a guy, let's say you drafted him middle, I don't know, 5th, 6th round, and he misses, like he gets hurt. Let's say like Rashee Rice got hurt for me last year, so I know the feeling. But like, let's say he misses 6 games in the beginning, you're costing yourself valuable points.
You know what? With how the investigation was going and kind of how late it was going into, I really thought actually he was going to be available for week 1.
Yeah,
and then the suspension would come later.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so. Like usually when there's a stall investigations like that, it's usually like, oh, like everybody around him is kind of working around and being like, you know what, like let's make it happen. Let's get him in for week 1. And like the thing is that like, okay, in the United States of America, the world's greatest country, football is king. Football is the absolute supreme of everything. So a lot of these DAs, a lot of these investigators, a lot of these police officers, everybody investigating these, I'm not calling corruption on the thing. All right. I'm not calling it's not fucking Cambodia. It's not a full on corruption ring. However, a lot of guys are like, yo, Rashee, like, we kind of want him to play, blah, blah, blah. But I would be curious to know, and this is just my curious mind, if I'm a part of this investigation, like maybe I'm not like directly involved in the investigation, but like if I know Rashee Rice is not playing a certain amount of games, or if he is playing a certain amount of games, do I go and bet a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of here, everywhere? Like that's where my mind goes as a degenerate. Like, it's like, I'm like, if I'm like the DA and I'm like, I'm sending your, like, maybe not Rashee. Let's say Patrick Mahomes did this and it's Patrick Mahomes, for example. And I'm like the judge. I'm like, I'm sending you for fucking 6 games. Do I just like fade the Chiefs? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I know what's going to happen now. That's always interesting.
You know what? He's not fighting it though. He said right when they came out 6 games, he said I'm accepting that.
He just has to accept
we
it.
said 5. I think on the podcast, I think we
landed on 5. Yeah.
So 6, and he just said I accept that.
Isn't it just silly though? Just to let's go on this. Isn't it just silly though? Like when Josh Gordon had those fines for marijuana, and now looking at it like states and like country and just like marijuana is legal.
We live in Canada, man.
I know.
That's before it was fucking legal here. We out on the West Coast in Vancouver where we live, even before it was legal, everyone here, you know, cops have not cared.
Hey, I'm gonna do some damage control here as I do. If you are a federal agent of a law-abiding country that we may be crossing borders into, I just want to remain the fact that all 3 members of the Red Zone Blitz are law-abiding citizens. We have not done anything illegal ever. Never, ever. We are just merely discussing fiction at this point. I just want that to be clear on the airwaves so we can go to our various NFL and college football events.
Thank you.
Unhinged and we don't have to be stopped for multiple hours at a time. Anyways, go on, continue.
Unhinged?
Well, we will be unhinged when we get there, but we had to fucking get there first.
No, you guys aren't unhinged yet. You will later at the end. But go ahead.
I've crossed the border many times unhinged.
No, I mean during this podcast.
God, we're losing them. I don't think we make it through the podcast today. Okay. Who is your waiver wire watch?
So I'm gonna say Isaac Tesla.
Yes.
From Detroit.
Tim Patrick traded.
There you go. Tim Patrick was traded because of Isaac Tesla. He in the preseason, 10 receptions, 146 yards, 3 TDs. Made the roster. He was a 3rd round draft pick, 70th overall. You know, they like him enough to trade another guy to give him a roster spot. So I'm gonna say him. Oh yeah, you're looking up the stats now.
No, I knew. It was It was a great time. It was a great time. I got a text from somebody that was telling me about the trade of Micah Parsons. Yeah, I fucking know. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I just would never have figured it out if you did not text me thus right now. Fuck you. Anyways, Matthew, who's your stock up player?
Yeah, my stock up, when I was agreeing with Brandon, that's why I kind of had to stop him a little bit there, is Ted McMillan. You know, I agree. His stock goes up after the Thielen leaving. He's definitely wide receiver one. They have a good schedule this year.
Yeah.
So if I'm picking actually a different player on this one, which I feel like I have to because he picked Ted McMillan, I got to go with Matthew Golden with the Packers. Because I'm just going, if you look down that roster right now, Jaden Reed has a foot injury. Dontavian Wicks has a calf injury. And then, of course, Christian Watson, who's like the fucking injury king now of the league, has a knee injury that he just keeps aggravating.
Well, it's the first time also that the Packers are starting to align into a number one wide receiver in a long time. Like ever since Devontae Adams left, they haven't really had like a guy that is the guy and that everybody else falls behind. They've kind of had it by committee. And so Matthew Golden's a great point.
Definitely. And I think this is the year. I think Christian Watson, I had him actually in fantasy last year. I think this is a step down from him. Jaden Reed's probably still going to be the number one.
Yeah,
I think we agree on that. And Dontavian Wicks is like a solid 2. But I think Matthew Golden's going to pop up there, you know, with his speed, great athletic ability. He can like pop up as kind of your Xavier Worthy kind of guy that's going to make some big plays, going to be good down the stretch later on in the schedule. And then they have to play big teams like Detroit. Yeah, so he's my stock up. Next to Ted McMillan, of course, which we highlighted earlier.
Yeah, who's your stock down?
My stock, damn, you're going to like this stock down.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I don't know, a little bit salty about last year's performance, but it's Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I know, and you said it earlier with the Giants. Look, 11 starts last year with Steelers, dealing with that calf injury. You only averaged 15.7 fantasy points last year, and he's projected for a decline this year. I just, based off like Jackson Dart's preseason, like, I think he's going to take over going into week 5 against the Saints.
Yeah.
They have a tough schedule like the first 4 weeks. And I just think based off what Jackson Dart did in the preseason, I think he put up some really good numbers. He had good completion percentage, threw for a couple touchdowns, like didn't take a lot of sacks. And I just don't, I think there's an aging Russell Wilson here that there's going to be a changing of the guard, and they're going to go to Jackson Dart pretty soon, very early on. And when he plays in week 5 against the Saints, and that's a good matchup for him. Yeah. It's not a really strong team. So
who's your waiver wire watch?
It
was the guy in the late rounds. You're like, hey, just take him. Don't worry. Let's take him instead of the guy that like you were going to take, because you're going to end up spending 50 fab on him anyways in week 1 when you're doing the waiver wires.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like a waiver wire, maybe like a late round, but he doesn't get talked a lot, and I think that's Calvin Ridley. I think he's the number 1 receiver for the Titans. He had 3 weeks with over 20-plus fantasy points, 6 weeks with 10-plus fantasy points, and he's projected for a big jump. Now, they start the year against the Broncos and the Rams, which is tough, but then in week 3, they're playing the Colts, so, I mean, fuck. Probably not that's gonna go, but
hey, shout out Seth, shout out Seth.
Oh, sorry,
shout out Seth.
But I think with Cam Ward now throwing him the ball, because last year he was kind of shaky with the QBs with Mailman, and all that. Now you got Cam Ward throwing him the ball, and you know, new coaching, right? So I think it's gonna be good for Tennessee. I think Calvin Ridley's not like your number 1 receiver in fantasy, but he's definitely like another guy you can count on to get you points. So that's my
nice
watch.
My 3 stock up, Amari and Hampton. I think
definitely
he's going to be relied on. Obviously, offensive line injuries are huge. Overcoming that is going to be a problem, but he's going to be relied on heavily coming up in the upcoming season. Stock down. I mean, honestly, and hate me, like you might like, I don't know, people might be like, man, fuck you, man. Also, sorry, as an extra stock up, I have an extra one. Nick Chubb. Joe Mixon is out for the first 4 games, I believe. Nick Chubb is going to be like, if you can grab Nick Chubb in the middle rounds, like late middle rounds, that's a guy that I would be like, hey, circle that guy's name.
I think with him, it's kind of like, is Is he ready to go?
He's Nick Chubb. That's it.
Like
Like
he's taken so much time off.
that's like the thing is for me, it's like Nick Chubb may give you 2 great weeks, but if you can get 2 great weeks out of like an 8th round pick, what's like, yeah, take it. Take those 2 weeks. Stock down Miami wide receivers. I think
all of them.
yeah, I would say like I would be very cognizant about drafting a Tyreek Hill, a Jalen Waddle this year. They have not shown me in past years that like drafting them high and where their value is great. Tyreek Hill, yeah, you might be able to find some value, but you're also relying on Tua and that offensive line to give you success. Waiver wire watch. Oof, this is tough. I'm going to stick with my gun. DJ Giddens, Indianapolis Colts. I think Jonathan Taylor is bound to get injured this year. He's going to miss time. That's just what Jonathan Taylor does. It's the kind of the MO. The other guy I would say is I think it's Tyler Warren from the Colts. The tight end? Yeah.
Tight end, yeah.
So I would say like if you're late and you're looking for a tight end, Tyler Warren is not a bad pick for a team that Daniel Jones is going to be searching for guys to pass the ball to. We have an addition here.
So you just said that Daniel Jones is going to be searching for guys to throw to. So in our last episode, we had an interview with Seth.
Yes, Colts superfan.
NFL fan of the year. And you know what? He brought up a good point. Everyone is basing Daniel Jones off his New York Giants.
Oh,
They are.
God.
So here we go.
No.
Yo, look at Sam Darnold.
Oh,
Did you-
no.
when Sam Darnold went to the Vikings, did you have any hope? Did you? Yes or no? Is it simple yes or no question?
Well, I also heard that Cup and him are not really connecting well.
Did
Who?
you?
Oh, Sam Darnold and
yeah,
Cup?
Yeah.
But did you have any expectations when Darnold left the Jets?
I know where this is going, so I will entertain it. No, I did not have any expectations when Sam Darnold joined the
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings.
So this is for Seth, man. He was confident, man. I will give him that.
You can't just say,
no, yes, I will.
This is for Seth, man.
It is for Seth. Seth, this is for you, man. So we've shit on the Colts. We have absolutely shit on the Colts. But you know what I say?
Thanks for fucking
So does the whole AFC South, by the way.
Absolutely.
So
I'm not
does the
denying that.
Jacksonville
Yeah,
Jaguars,
the Tennessee
Titans, and the Houston
Texans.
Texans.
So here we go. This is for you, Seth.
Collective shits all around, yeah.
This is for you, Seth. I got your back on this one, man. I've shit on the Colts. But you know what? Maybe Daniel Jones just needs to change the scenery. Maybe he is the next Sam Darnold. You know what? You look at it. They've got Pittman. They've got Downs. Pierce is the most inconsistent motherfucker.
He's very.
But when he has a good game, he has a good fucking game.
He does have a good game.
You got A.D. Mitchell, who had a shitty rookie year, needs to fucking improve. That's my guy from Texas. Dude, A.D. Mitchell, yo, you gotta fucking step up right now. They got Warren. They got Ollie Cox. You got
Pittman.
Jonathan Taylor. I think I said Pittman, didn't I? But
You did.
Maybe you did, yeah.
there we go. Colts could be the sleeper.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh.
I've
Little
shit on
preview,
you.
little preview.
I've shit on
this
you.
is our Colts.
But you know what?
This is our team. We bleed blue. It's,
You guys sang it, not me.
It's sleeper
But
time.
you know what? I've shit on the Colts.
Nay.
We've all shit on the Colts.
Nay.
That's for you,
Can you
Seth.
name? Can you name for
I
the folks
cannot
at
You
home?
should name for
Name
us.
for the folks at home.
Name
They
for
for
us.
the Colts faithful. They need to hear it. This is our Colts.
I think
This
the
is our
Rams,
team.
the Rams faithful
Yeah.
might not be happy. that
No,
he's
no,
named
no.
it.
No,
You
But
gotta name.
we've
You
shit
gotta
on the Colts.
name.
You know what? He brought up a good point though, that we're judging Daniel Jones on his New York Giants stint. So you know what? I was like, you know what?
That is true.
I'm gonna. You know what?
Yeah.
I will give them. I'm not gonna give them their flowers, but I'm just gonna.
You're
say
gonna give them
they've
their
got-
nays?
They've got some weapons. Sure, they've got their nays. I mean, I'm not gonna nay like Seth nays. I mean, Seth is a one of one. No
Yes.
one can nay.
But what's a Brandon name sound like?
I'm not. Going to. I'm not. Maybe once the tequila starts flowing later weeks. Maybe no, not right now.
Oh,
no.
man.
But you know what? Seth changed my mind.
Oh, bad. Oh, it's okay.
Wow.
All
There we
right.
go. I will give them. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna say there is a path for them
to
to
not
make
be
some noise.
mediocre. There is a path for them to not be
There you
mediocre.
go. There
There's
you
the
go.
path. Seth was a great guest. If you guys have not heard our last episode, we did all sorts of things in that episode. We reacted to mailbag questions. We gave love advice. We gave friends advice. We gave all sorts of advice. Seth Erskine's Colts super fan joined us for an interview. Shout out to Seth. Thank you so much for joining us. Speaking of great guests, Joel Norris, baby. Saturday Showdown. It's time to send it over to our Saturday Showdown segment where we have the one, the only college football prodigy, Joel Norris, joining us to discuss all things week one. We're going to swing it over his way. So right over on the other side.
Saturday Showdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, that music you hear, that the sound, that, oh, I think I hear it. It's the college football prodigy. Yes. Joel, welcome back to the Blitz. How you doing?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been living up to the college football prodigy name. Honestly, 3 words have gone into my head today. And the 3 words are go Pack go. I don't know why, but this has been kind of just in my head. I don't know why they've been in my head all day.
Why. You know why.
You know what?
You know why.
There's a funny clip. We were gonna play it later on in the podcast, but it's basically every single Cowboys fan right now. So I'll play it right now. It's a Cowboys fan reaction to what's going on today.
This is a message for everybody on the internet. I am aware.
So that happened today, Joel. What are your thoughts on that? Like, we'll talk college football. We'll get into week one. I know, like, college football prodigy's here. He loves us. We love him. So he's here with like an open schedule. So we're going to talk. We have tons of time to talk college. But Joel, Micah Parsons, over to the Packers. Also, this would be a good time to tell us who your NFL allegiance is with, because we haven't gotten into who you root for on the Sundays.
So the crazy thing is, I really don't have an NFL team. That's crazy to think that.
Wow.
I just love watching football in general. Now, I'll start just talking about random stuff about football because I just know a lot about it. But when it comes to the NFL, I don't really have an allegiance. But as far as Micah Parsons goes, that's quite the trade. And honestly, he's worth 2 first rounds is what I saw today. Yeah, he's worth that.
Yeah.
And Kenny Clark. Even, I mean, give it all to Micah Parsons. He deserves that money. That's worth it. The trade was worth it. I think the Packers are getting something really special in Micah Parsons, and poor Dan Campbell, because he's got to go September 7th.
That's true. Yeah,
and his whole game plan is flipped upside down, and we're like, oh crap, I got to plan around this guy.
Yep.
A guy who can literally change the football game. So that kind of sucks for Dan Campbell right off the bat, but for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, all I got to say is oof. So
I think that's what everyone has been saying.
Brandon and I we'll go deep later on
we're
the
going
podcast.
deep.
We'll go deep. We'll go deep into the Jerry land, and like make sure everybody sticks around till the end, because we'll be reacting to all things Cowboys, all things that trade. But Joel, week one, it's here. While we're recording, the games have already happened. Boise State has collapsed. You have just beautifulness going out in Arrowhead right now with Dylan Raiola and his lookalike watching in the stands. You have T Swift and Travis Kelce watching that game. There's tons of things happening. We'll get into all that, but I'm going to throw it over to my co-host Brandon for the first question for you.
So first off, you were talking to Cole in your last episodes about the weather, and then you're like, I wonder what the weather is up in Vancouver with the guys I talked to. So I'm just gonna brag. You know, the weather's in the 80s. You know, it's nice. The last week was a little bit hotter. Now we're going into fall, which is perfect. You know, it's gonna be Jersey weather, hoodie weather. It's good up here. You know, we don't get that. We're not that wet heat down there with Cole.
Definitely no future in what's a meteorologist? Yeah, definitely no
meteorologist here.
No future meteorologist on this podcast, Joel. But Joel, what's the biggest storyline you're watching heading into week one of college football?
First off, I mean, I can totally agree with you about the weather, man. The weather, temperature-wise, at least here, feels really, really good. And shout out to Cole Thompson from SEC Unfiltered for coming on the show for Pigskin Frenzy the other day. It was really awesome. Special Wednesday edition, by the way. I don't normally do Wednesday shows, so shout shout out to that. That was awesome. And Tuesday's going to be the first episode by myself in over a month, which is crazy. I'm doing a recap show of all week one and everything. But
hey man, if you want us to come on, man, you just say the word. You say the word.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we're probably gonna have the Red Zone Blitz crew come on here within the near future, because that's gonna be the greatest drop of bomb ever, right?
People are gonna be like, where did these degenerates come from? What's going on here?
Well, these guys, right? It's just weird. Like the Pigskin Frenzy and Red Zone Blitz podcast. I'm going to answer the question. I'm sorry. It's like a Bussin' with the Boys, Josh Pate partnership. It really is. Like, I'm just saying. And it's turned into that. So in the near future, you most likely will see the Red Zone Blitz podcast on Pigskin Frenzy. So I'm just letting you guys know now.
You heard it here first.
But with the biggest storyline that we're watching heading into week one of the college football season, I think, to me, because everyone's going to start focusing on, like, okay, Arch Manning, can he live up to that hype? Can he live up to, being the best quarterback, that Texas has ever seen, and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big storyline there. There's multiple, dude. I mean, I think the most important thing to me is, can LSU and get it done against Clemson? I think that's probably, to me, that's the biggest storyline in week one. I think a lot of people are going to focus on Texas and Ohio State. Yes. But dude, I don't know, man. I think the biggest storyline and the most important game this weekend is LSU at Clemson. There's a lot at stake. And I just feel like that's the biggest storyline in week one, and probably the most important game for this weekend.
It's actually interesting. Like the one thing that I will say is, Joel, you've been very consistent, because the first conversation we ever had live on the airlines when we brought you on, you talked about LSU Clemson and what that means. Not just, and I think a lot of people don't, like the casual fans, if they're listening to this, they probably don't realize the ramifications of a poor LSU start. Brian Kelly,
fired.
Safe to say he's already starting the season on kind of like a simmering seat. Like it's not maybe fully hot yet.
No, it's already hot. It's already hot entering the season.
What are your thoughts, Joel?
Well, I think, let me just say this. I think Brandon is correct. I think from a fan's perspective and media perspective, he is on the hot seat if they do indeed lose to Clemson. Mm-hmm. I will say by school's perspective, probably not, because the buyout is so heavy.
Well, that's what my next question was going to be, is like, if you're LSU and you're the board of directors and you're those guys paying those big checks and donors and everything like that, there's no way you do that right now. I don't think so. Like looking at that buyout structure, it's like he almost has, the way his contract is structured out, he almost has kind of like a bit of a guarantee in that sense.
Right. So as of December 1st of 2024, Brian Kelly's buyout was $61 million. $61 million.
Insane.
That's a huge buyout. And the thing is, like,
didn't they just honestly, get, not to cut you off, but didn't they just, like, aren't they still paying or just stop paying Coach O's?
Yeah. And that's the problem. Like, they can't afford it. Yeah. They really can't. But now here's the deal. Fan-wise, LSU boosters could come up with the money. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that they couldn't. But the thing is, for fan-wise, yeah, they're going to be livid if LSU loses another opener. 0-5, ladies and gentlemen. 0-5. That is LSU's record in season openers since 2019. Yeah. 2019. Vanderbilt has a better record than LSU in season openers. And that's saying a lot. And I'm not trying to knock Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia is a dog. Vanderbilt's a dog. I love Clark Lee. Great program. I'm just saying that with LSU 0-5 in season openers since 2019, that's rough, dude. And a program like that shouldn't be 0-5 in season openers.
100%.
Right? So
100%.
They shouldn't start off 0-1 for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah.
With the talent that they got this year, I don't know.
Now,
I don't know. I'll give you my prediction later on, but
with Brian Kelly, I can't remember if it was with Ghost or with Cole, but you're talking about LSU, coaches. LSU loves Les Miles. They
Right.
love him. They love Coach O for getting him the title. I mean, you could have put any coach in 2019 and they were going to win that title. That was a special team.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, Brian Kelly and the fans just don't have that same connection.
Right. It's probably because just Brian Kelly is just, it is culture, Southern culture between a guy who is from the North. He's from Boston. So it's just a different culture. The thing is with Les Miles, he's not even from Louisiana. But I think he blended in with how his style and personality was. I think Brian Kelly's just a little bit more business-minded, no-nonsense type of coach. And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. And I think that is, for LSU's sake and coaches-wise, I think that's the reason why there's such a disconnect, if that makes sense. But I think it's becoming more of a disconnect if, like I said, this opener is so important. Let me just go on and say this. This is the most important game LSU's had in a while. You can clip this if you want to. This is the most important game.
we have an
LSU
LSU fan on this podcast. We will definitely be clipping this. Don't you worry. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. The college football prodigy, Joel Norris, has a message for all of those supporters that support LSU or all those people that hate LSU. Go ahead, Joel. Let them know.
I just think this is the most important game that LSU's had in a while. I think this is right for me. In my honest thoughts, this is the most important game of week 1 in all of college football due to the ramifications. Not only do you need to win an opener, this is going to look good on your resume if you go to the college football playoff. And not only that, it poses a threat to all of college football that we go into one of the hardest places to play, beat them, right? And everybody in college football is looking at us, and we're like, you put everybody on notice with a win like in Clemson Memorial Stadium, right? So 31-33 is the number. That's the number that's Clemson's record number right now. 31 of the last 33 games, they have won in that stadium. Clemson has. Home games. That's insane. All right? So if LSU can knock them off week 1 at home, and do it in a good way, then LSU could be a team to be feared. But they have to be focused and locked in on this game. This is the most important game LSU's had in quite some time.
Bang, bang.
So with that being said, Joel, is there a team you think has the most to prove right away going into week 1?
Outside of LSU, of course, because we've heard LSU's got tons to prove.
Oh, yeah, LSU. I would say LSU, honestly. But if we're talking about somebody else besides LSU, that's tough because there's quite a few, honestly. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I think Auburn's got a lot to prove tomorrow. I mean, I really do. I think Auburn tomorrow or tonight, technically, because this is a Friday episode. So tonight, honestly, they have a lot to prove against Baylor. And I think Hugh Freeze mainly has a lot to prove. He's got to go into a hostile environment in Waco and figure out a way to slow down a underrated offense led by a solid quarterback in Sawyer Robertson. And I think that if they can, slow Sawyer Robertson down, slow that Baylor offense down, slow Dave Aranda down a little bit, and then Jackson Arnold gets going, right, with Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton, right? They get them going on the road, it's going to make Auburn look really, really good. I think for the heat and the pressure off of Hugh Freeze, Auburn has a lot to prove in week 1.
Now, before my co-host asked their next question, you mentioned Hugh Freeze, head coach, questionable head coach. Some may like him, some may hate him. I got a clip for you, Joel, to react to. It's Trent Dilfer from UAB. He's talking about he's basically daring anybody to come and try to grab his players off of NIL. Just have a listen, and would love to know your thoughts.
And it's easy for a coach to say, oh man, you're going to jump right into this nickel spot and you're going to play in national televised games every week. And that's really easy to say. And then kid shows up and he's like, well, wait a second. Why am I the third guy? By the way, come try to get my guys. Right. Like, I dare you, Power Fives. I got a pretty big platform that I can step on. Yeah. And if I find you in my kids' DMs, and if I find you talking to high school coaches about my kids, if you're in my roster, I'm going to call your ass out. I'm going to say it by name to the biggest voices in television today, and it's going to make Game Day, and it's going to make Sports Center, and it's going to make, because by the way, those guys running Sports Center are still my friends.
That's right. I still got their
So
sale.
go ahead. I dare you to jump into my roster. And I told the American coach the same thing. I said, why don't you guys have the you-know-whats to stand up and say, get out of my roster?
Right.
I said, here's why, because you want their job.
Oh,
You
said it.
I want this job.
That's right.
I don't want no power. I want this job. I want to live in Birmingham. I want to live downtown. I want to go see my grandson in Nashville. I don't want that other job. So I don't care if you blackball me.
Right.
I want this job. I want the city of Birmingham to say, no, that's our city. That's our coach.
Thoughts, Joel? Like, he's very clear about what he wants. He wants to visit his grandkid in Nashville. But what are your thoughts on that when he goes out and says, I'm going to expose schools for trying to poach my players?
I think he needs to be worried about Alabama State currently. I mean,
Bang,
they're struggling. They're
bang,
struggling.
bang.
They're
college football prodigy laying it out.
They're struggling against Alabama State. And that's not being a knock. I'm just being honest. I think that he's struggling a little bit. He was leading. He was down 21-17 and a half against a good. And I'm not saying Alabama State's not good. They're a good. They're a good team in the SWAC. They really are. I just think that as far as I know, I'm looking at the score. They just scored. It's 45. Fixing to be 45-42. Up by 3 against Alabama State. So focus on that. That's all I got to say. I mean, the thing is really when it comes to NIL and tampering and all that, it's going to, unless, because the NCAA doesn't do anything anymore, obviously. Yeah. I mean, they're a broken government, broken system. They're not going to do anything.
Well, I heard today's, so if you go to Pigskin Frenzy's today's episode, Joel Norris asked the same question to Savannah that we asked Joel on my, I think one of my first times talking to Joel. What would you do if you were commissioner? Any changes, Joel? Anything you change now than you did that you wouldn't have done maybe a month ago?
Probably not. Probably still the same thing. Regulate the portal, regulate NIL. Come up with. I think the committee, if there's an all committee, do away with the playoff committee and let the actual rules committee decide who gets into the playoff. Because that's really it. You don't need 2 separate committees. Just do it all in one committee, So that's just me, but I don't know. I'll let Savannah 2J, shout out to her.
Yeah,
I'll text her after. So she does. I'm trying to get her to be a reoccurring guest on my show, trying to get a partnership with her going, but we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I think
she's probably happy today, NC State.
Yeah, NC State did. Yep. They did pull out the win. I'll let her and Josh Pate be the commissioner. I'll still be.
Well, you're the prodigy.
Yeah,
you're the prodigy. You're the prodigy.
I'm
the prodigy. Merch coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Merch coming soon.
I'll be in the nether realm or the shadow realm and just like in the pocket behind the scenes, just looking over, seeing everybody. Like, did you see what they just did right there, guys?
Exactly.
I would look at it. I'm just saying, who are you, the prodigy?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Own it. Now every year we get or we want an upset in week 1. Do you see any top 10 teams on upset alert this weekend?
Clemson.
Oh,
here we go.
You should have just seen Matthew.
Matthew's face.
Sitting there like going through the motions of our interview. You just said that, all of a sudden he just went.
Yeah, he just lit up.
It was like the Grinch on Christmas. Got that mad pouty face, and all of a sudden just that glow. That smile. It just came on his face. I wish you could have seen that.
Dude, well, I was listening to your podcast with Ghost of Texas Football, and he was almost just saying like, LSU has a lot of questions. They gotta do better on defense. The offense has got to click better. It can't just be Nussmeier. And then at the end, I think both of you ended up picking them to go to the SEC championship game, and I was like, wow, that's. I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think the defense is obviously got to get better, right? I mean, but the thing is, they loaded up on talent. LSU's loaded up on talent, honestly. Are we doing predictions? Really quick before I continue, are we doing predictions on this show?
Go for it, man. Anything you want. This is your show.
Or are we doing it at the end?
No, let's do it.
Let's do it now. Let's do it now. What do you think? LSU or Clemson?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. LSU's loaded, and so is Clemson. LSU's real loaded. I think the battle here between both teams, it was you're talking about LSU, right? They're loaded on defense. They're loaded on both sides of the ball, obviously. But but the question is the defense, right? Line of scrimmage, Clemson does have a slight advantage because they have a lot of stars on there. Yes. But here's my deal. And they do have a good receiver room. Antonio Williams, Bryant Wesco, and TJ Moore. But here's the deal. What's going to happen against LSU's offense? Because a lot of people aren't talking about LSU's offense. They have Barian Brown, Nick Anderson, I think Aaron Anderson, Xavier Thomas, Destin Hill. He's going to be talked about more throughout the season, I believe, for LSU. The key is Garrett Nussmeier versus Kay Klubnik, who's going to be playing better at quarterback. I think the game's going to be close. At first, I was leaning towards Clemson. However, I think LSU's going to go into Clemson Memorial Stadium and outright beat Clemson. I think LSU's got it. I think LSU gets the win, gets their first home opener, season opener, not home opener, season opener against Clemson, and probably 35-31 will be the score. LSU gets it and kind of puts a statement, and like, hey, we're here, we're for real, and we are as good as advertised on paper. So LSU gets the win, 35-31 against Clemson.
But just to add to that, Joel, I know we were saying about the defense, there's a lot of questions now with the Weeks brothers both of them going to be on the field side by side. Do you think the absence of AJ Halsey suspended for the first half against the game, do you think that's going to be a difference maker early on, setting the tone for Clemson to start the game? Or do you think LSU's, you said they're going to win the game, but do you think that's going to be a big factor early on?
I think it may. But you also got Tamarcus Cooley from NC State, the NC State transfer. So you can add him into that rotation too. So I don't know. It could. But honestly, I think the way they loaded up in the portal, defensive back-wise too, they're deep. And I think you can add somebody else in there until he comes into the second half and plays. So I don't know. Well, here's the deal. There's one quote that stuck with me during the Alabama LSU game in 2024. Kirk Herbstreit said when LSU was just getting just wally mobbed, as they call it, and nowadays just absolutely just beat down by Bama. Kirk Herbstreit said they got to go recruit. They got to get some depth. They got to go recruit. LSU's talented, but the depth is the concern. They went out and got depth. So I think for LSU now, it may not be as big a concern as it would have been last year, but it may be a little bit of a damper because he's not out there, because he is pretty good. AJ Halsey is from Houston. He is good. So I don't know, maybe at first, but I think they are pretty deep. So we'll see.
Now, all eyes are going to be on the quarterbacks for week one. Obviously, there's some big games. Now, when you look at the quarterbacks going into week one, you've got obviously Arch Manning in Texas, staying at Ohio State, like we just talked about. You got Nussmeier, LSU, Klubnik. You got Carson Beck playing opening for Miami, the UGA transfer. You got Ty Simpson. You got Lenora Sellers. I know this isn't how you pronounce his name, but just because of what's gone on, Nico Imaliva from Tennessee to UCLA. Which quarterback do you think is under the most pressure, or which quarterback of them is going to ball out? Which one of them is going to have a moment?
That's a good question. I would say Garrett, but I'm not going to because I mentioned Clemson and LSU too much. Let me go with Carson Beck. Wow. I don't know if he's going to ball out or not, but he's under the most pressure. I think because of his injury and coming back. And I think not only that, and I've said this on my show plenty of times, can the 2023 Carson Beck please stand up? Will he stand up and will he shine? I think I think he's got the most pressure, especially because you hear all the stuff that happened 2 years ago. Oh, he had Ladd McConkey and he had Brock Bowers, but can Carson Beck do what he did in 2023 and 2024? Well, he didn't. He started throwing for a lot of turnovers. He ended up getting hurt in the SEC title game. So is he going to be 2024 Carson Beck, or is he going to be 2023 Carson Beck? Is he going to be fully healthy? There's a lot of pressure on Carson Beck, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I think yes, you get a home game against Notre Dame, but against a tough Notre Dame team that came off of a national championship appearance right off as your first game, you got a lot to prove. So I'm going to give that edge to Carson Beck. Now, if he breaks out or not, who knows? We got to watch and see on Sunday until the game's played. But I think Carson Beck's under the most pressure.
Absolutely. Now, with Carson Beck obviously being under the most pressure, I mean, like you said, he was at Georgia. You know, he's won a championship. Do you think Miami has a chance?
Yeah, I think they do. Do I think the Miami's going to win? No. I think Notre Dame's got the win, but I think that Miami does have a shot. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be like, let me just say this: it's not going to be a field goal win. I think it'll be close at first, and then Notre Dame runs away with it at the end. I think it's going to. I said on my score on today's episode of Pigskin Frenzy, I said 31-21 is what it's looking like for me. Notre Dame gets it, but I think they have a shot. Yeah.
All right, Joel. If there's to just tell the fans if they could only watch one week one game, which matchup should they clear their Saturday for? I think I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah. I'll say 2.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll say LSU Clemson, obviously, because of what's at stake. I'll say Texas and Ohio State because I think the battle of the quarterbacks is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Because Arch Manning, obviously, he's the most popular guy. We need to see what Julian Saint's going to do, though. And I think that is going to be an interesting dynamic because a lot of people are talking about Arch Manning. A lot of people aren't talking about Julian Saint. Julian Saint was a 5-star recruit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was originally in Alabama, then transferred to Ohio State and backed up Will Howard last year. He's starting his first full season, starting his first game. No one's really not talking about him as much. So I think how he's going to perform. I mean, there's a stat I saw earlier, and it's 0-16 against number 1 ranked team. Quarterbacks who are entering their first start are 0-16 against number 1 ranked teams since like the early 2000s. I think 2000, I think is what it was. I'm not sure. I got to go look back at that stat. So don't quote me on that, but it's not good. Let me just put it that way. I'm curious to see how he performs, honestly, because a lot of people aren't going to talk about him. I'm more curious to see how he's going to perform than Arch Manning, honestly. So give me Texas and Ohio State due to the quarterback battle, but if you're talking about just pure what's at stake, Clemson and LSU for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, just going with that. So obviously Sain's making his first start, right? Like you don't know what to expect. And obviously they've got Jeremiah, who's obviously one of the best wide receivers in the league. Now everyone's like, oh, Arch, he's overrated. We don't know what he's going to do. He's only started 2 games, blah, 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 blah. Now, the guy you got to look out for with Arch is Ryan Wingo.
Absolutely.
Because in practice, that's who he was throwing to. In his limited action on when he came in for Quinn Ewers or in the starts, you go look at the highlight reel. Who is he throwing to? It's Ryan Wingo. So Arch Manning and Ryan Wingo already have a little bit of chemistry, and then you add in everyone else. Now, like I said, Jeremiah Smith, you've got Jeremiah, but you don't have any game action with him. Now, like I said, Arch Manning has game action with Ryan Wingo. So I think the guy to look out for is Ryan Wingo in that game.
I agree with that. I think he can be really, really good for them too. I think for Ohio State, a lot of people are going to say Texas has a deep receiver room, and they do. I think Texas does. Ohio State does kind of have a good receiving core as well. I think Carnell Tate can be a good wide receiver too for Julian Saint. And a lot of people aren't, really looking at that. But I think Carnell Tate's got a really good shot at breaking out and, shining in that game as well. Jeremiah Smith's going to get his.
Oh, absolutely.
Jeremiah Smith is the best wide receiver in college football. So he's going to get his. So, and then the thing is, honestly, if you want to predict it, Brandon, you're going to love this. Texas is going to win the ball game. I think it's going to be 34-31. But I think that it's going to be closer than what people think. I think Julian Saint's going to surprise some people, and I think Jeremiah Smith's going to get his. But I think you're right. I think Ryan Wingo and that receiving core is going to be a little bit too much especially for the DBs to handle for Ohio State.
Now, you know the funny thing about college football is you go through the emotions. Now,
Right.
obviously, at the end of the season going in, and you start looking at the matchups, you're like, oh, this is the game, man. We open the season against Ohio State. You get all worked up about it, but there's, you're still too far out. As you get closer, the anxiety comes. You're like, oh man, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. About a week ago, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm just like, you know what? I feel really confident right now. Like, I think Texas is gonna go out and just smoke them. And
Really?
I don't know why, but you start getting that confidence of going in like I think we're gonna smoke them. And then all of a sudden, we're a couple days out now, and all of a sudden the anxiety and the anticipation comes out, and you're like, oh man, like I was wrong. We're not going to smoke them. Like, no way we're going to smoke them. Like, I'm nervous again. You got that anticipation, the anxiety is kicking in, and now it's just like, oh man, this is gonna be a close game. And it's just funny how the emotions kind of take over. Because like, I don't know where it came from, but for the last week, I've been so confident. I've just been like, we're going to go into Ohio State. And I mean, you don't just say that, but I was just like, we're going to go into Ohio State and we're just going to smoke them. And now we're 2 days out, and all of a sudden I'm just like, no way, man, this is going to be way too close. Like, we need this win, but it's going to be a lot closer than the week that I've just had. My emotions are completely different.
Like, you feel conflicted. You feel conflicted with your actions. That's fine, man. I mean, look, that's just what college football's about. One day you wake up and you're like, you know what? I feel like we're just going to just mollywop Ohio State. And then you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I think this is going to be a lot closer than what people think it's going to be. And I'm kind of scared. So, it happens. You're right. It happens. Ohio State's favored in that game. Yeah, like a 1 point and a half.
Barely.
Dude,
Barely.
Yeah, that's a pick'em game, dude.
I mean,
don't
it
really
opened at
consider
2.5. Now it's down to 1.5.
I mean, to me, I'm gonna be real. Screw the spread, honestly, because I think it's a pick'em game, and I really believe that it's really just a standalone. Okay, toss up, flip a coin. Honestly, two talented teams, battle of the quarterbacks between Arch and Julian Sayin. It's like, who's the most experienced of the two? Arch. Who do you think is going to get the win in between the battle of the receivers and the DBs from Texas, Ohio State, DBs, Texas receivers, Texas, because I think they got better receivers than Ohio State has DBs. And Ohio State's got great DBs. I just think that Texas receivers are deep. And I think here's the big question mark about Texas and Ohio State is the line of scrimmage. Texas has got a really good offensive line. And I think that they're going to utilize that to their advantage and get the win and out-physical them late, too. So I think it's going to be 34-31.
Watch out for those runs to the right side. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of runs designated to the right side. That offensive line, like you said, they got some big boys playing for them. And the right side, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on it, because that's probably where you're going to see a lot of runs take place.
Absolutely. Ohio State does have some good running backs as well. I think James Peoples is going to be a good one too to watch out for. But I don't know, man. To me, it's just Texas is probably going to go out and prove that everyone's right. They're going to prove everybody right. And we say that they're this. They're going to go out and prove that we're all right about Texas, right? They are who we say they are, right? Did y'all hear the Arch Manning quote the other day?
Oh, man, all-timer.
Like, that was cold-blooded. Like, I mean, we got he said, and I quote, the target, I mean, not really and I quote on this, but I'll paraphrase, the target is not on us. We're going to shift the narrative. We got a red dot on everybody
else is back, yeah.
That is
how cold that is?
That is Sark. That is everyone. That is Manning. That is everyone buying into Sark's mindset. That's
cold-blooded.
Yeah, that's what you need, man. That's what you need. And I know we're almost at time. I know it's late. So a couple more questions. Overreactions. I think they're a part of any sport. They're a part of when emotions get involved. Reactions are completely necessary. Overreactions definitely necessary. Week 1, you'll always get them. Which team do you think gets the most overhyped after this weekend? And which team do you think might get written off a little too early?
Probably, and this is good. We'll go group of 5, man. Probably South Florida. I mean, I think that they have a very they blew out the representative for the group of 5 of last year's college football playoff. Yes. They play Florida next week in Gainesville. Do they have a good quarterback with Byron Brown? Yes. Do they have a really good defense now that Todd Orlando is there? Yes. But they're also playing Florida. I would just keep a note on overreacting that South Florida is going to be the truth and scare a lot of people, right? And I'm not saying they aren't. They could. Yeah. I may be totally wrong. Y'all can meme me on this. If y'all want to meme me, go ahead and meme me, man. I don't care.
Love it. Here we go. Here we go.
Calling you out here.
Y'all can meme me, man. I don't care. Now, here's the deal. I think that South Florida will compete against Florida, maybe. But I think overreaction about, okay, they're going to do this to Florida, do this to everybody else. I mean, they're not going to do this to Florida. They're not going to do this to Miami the next week. I mean, they're not. So let's just kind of pump the brakes. I think that's an overreaction, but I think they're going to be okay. Now, if they do compete like this and pull off some shockers, you might want to start talking about Alex Golesh in South Florida. So we'll see. But right now, I consider that an overreaction.
Awesome. And what about your written off too early?
Man, that's tough.
You think Clemson, if Clemson loses to LSU, you think they get written off a little too early?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would even say if LSU loses to Clemson, I wouldn't write them off. They're going to be written off too early, and they will be written off too early. I think that if Texas loses to Ohio State, they could be written off too early. There's a lot of teams that I'm thinking about right now that could be written off too early this coming up weekend. Tennessee, if they lose to Syracuse, they could be written off too early. I mean, there's a lot of teams that you can think of, but I'd probably say Clemson if they lose to LSU and vice versa.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I know we're almost at time, but the fellas have a couple more questions for you out of left field. I'll let Matthew go first.
Yeah, I got a fun one for you here, Joel. So I have a bit of a wild card question. And, my dad used to take me to football games when I was a kid, and he'd get tickets right by the sidelines, and he'd be like, oh, look at that great play. Oh, you see that, son? And I'll be a little kid right in the front row, just checking out the cheerleaders. And you'd move the pom-poms and jumping around and dancing, and you'd smack me upside the head and say, no, come on, pay attention to the game. I didn't pay money front row for this for nothing. So I got to ask you, which school's got the best cheerleading squad, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's going to be hard for me to answer, man. I normally am just paying attention to the game, man.
We know it. That's why you're the right person.
Oh, come on, Joel.
We know Joel's.
Come on, Joel.
He's watching the game. He's watching some of those receptions. They're walking outfield. We know the prodigy he's got a school in mind.
So might be an SEC team in there.
Oh,
probably. Shout out Daily Joy, SEC Pretty.
He doesn't. He doesn't. Shout out SEC Pretty. He doesn't want to upset any feelings here. But you got to give us a school, and then we'll do our own research.
Bama, probably.
Bama. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Alabama, probably.
There you go. And one last question, Brandon. What do you got?
Another wild card question. So it's at a neutral site. It's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. Now these are two schools. I'm just going by music. Virginia Tech has a Metallica entrance, which is, it's an all-timer. Metallica just finally actually played at Virginia Tech versus South Carolina and Sandstorm. South Carolina's favorite is by 7.5. Does Virginia Tech stand a chance against that?
By music standards, probably, yeah, dude.
Obviously music standard. Obviously Metallica is, that entrance is just, if I could go to Virginia
that's
Tech,
that's an elite entrance. I think both are elite, so it's kind of tough to call.
That's what I was saying on the other ones. I would love to go to South Carolina just to be there for Sandstorm.
And
but
the
you got to go to
Towels,
Virginia Tech. You got to go to Virginia Tech to have that Metallica entrance. But
absolutely,
when you go to the football game, which of those two teams do you think Virginia Tech stands a chance, or do you think South Carolina's covering 7.5?
I think South Carolina has it.
Yeah.
I think now the last time we said this, right? The last time we talked about hyping up South Carolina all off season and they had an opener. This was a couple of years back, 2023. Spencer Rattler and all, they lost.
Yeah,
and
starting quarterback of the Saints.
Yeah, they lost. And they lost to UNC, and it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. And that's why I get scared about a situation like this, because it kind of has like bad history, like almost tend to repeat itself a little bit. Vibes written all over this. I think this time they switch the narrative. South Carolina gets the win. I think they cover. And I think they probably do it by more than 7. Is that the spread? 7 points?
7.5, yeah.
This should be more, in my opinion. I think South Carolina is going to be a better team. No, nothing against Broad Tech. I just think, man, I think Kyron Jones is a great quarterback. I really do. I think he's underappreciated, and a lot of people don't talk about him as much. I think he's related to Cam Ward, if I'm not mistaken. Tennessee Titans quarterback now, but I don't know, dude. I think South Carolina gets the win. It's going to be a lot more than what 7 is. The spread is at least 7 points. I just think that Va Tech's got, besides Kyron Jones, I think coaching is a big issue for them. I think they're not as deep as South Carolina too, and I think that's what's going to give the Gamecocks the victory on Sunday.
Awesome. Joel, man, what a pleasure. We love it when you're on. We love it when you're on the Red Zone Blitz. I don't know if we can tell. We love having you on here. Week 1 is loaded, and we can't wait to see what happens. Now, before we let you go,
absolutely,
you gotta tell the listeners, where can they hear you? Where can they find more Joel Norris?
Where can they find the
college football prodigy?
The appointed college football prodigy is on X and Instagram at pigskin_frenzy. Joel Norris, type that in. I'm on there. Blue check marks on both. At pigskin_frenzy on both channels. You can like my posts. I'm just, crap talking at this point, honestly. You can just, like them, share the episodes. Podcast, it's at Pigskin Frenzy Podcast on YouTube, and then just Pigskin Frenzy on all audio platforms. We just made it to 5,300. We're climbing, keeping on climbing. It's like I said, it's a big, listen, this is my 3rd year doing this. I'm just going to keep climbing and stacking and stacking and stacking. Young, because that's what prodigy is, right? A younger fellow, right? And I am a younger fellow, so I'm the appointed college football prodigy by the Red Zone Blitz podcast. You can find me on those platforms: Apple, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon. Just don't say the girl's name, because if you guys have that and you're all listening to this, and if I say it, it's gonna go off in your household. So find me wherever. Just Pigskin Frenzy. Just say, hey, play Pigskin Frenzy. Then it'll say, hey, we're playing Pigskin Frenzy, and it'll play it. So Pigskin Frenzy, all audio platforms. Then I think that's pretty much it on the plug-in part. So.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And we're working on the details. We're gonna try to make this a regular thing. The folks listening, I know you guys love it. You guys love our Saturday Showdown segment with Joel Norris from Pigskin Frenzy. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna work out the details. Our people are gonna talk, and we're gonna try to figure out a way for us to make this a regular thing. But Joel, we appreciate you. We can't wait to talk more college football with you on the other side of week 1. We know we'll be listening to your episodes. Once again, that is Joel Norris, Pigskin_frenzy on X and Instagram. You can find him pretty much anywhere you stream a podcast. You just got to search in Pigskin Frenzy. Joel's got a really dope intros. He's also on YouTube. So give him a search on YouTube, Pigskin Frenzy. You can watch him throwing the football. So shout out to Joel Norris from Pigskin Frenzy. Pleasure as always, Joel. We'll catch up with you on the other side of week 1.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for having me. It's a pleasure. Literally, like I said, we're going to make something happen within the next few weeks during the season to get the Red Zone Blitz podcast on Pigskin Frenzy crossover again.
Definitely.
Like I said, dude, it's like the Josh Pate and Busting with the Boys partnership. It's literally
what
we're doing.
We'll take it. We'll take it. No, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate Pigskin Frenzy, and we appreciate a big shout out to everybody that listens to both of our platforms. This can't be done without you guys. So thanks, Joel. We'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. I appreciate this.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Shout out Joel Norris Wow, what an interview. Thank you, Joel Norris, Pigskin Frenzy, as some call him the college football prodigy.
You know what? I love how he's owning that.
His
His last tweet,
he's getting
in
it.
his last couple episodes, he's like, you know what? I am the college football prodigy. We started that. He's owning it.
Love it. Love
Joel,
it.
we love you.
Shout out Joel Norris, Pigskin Frenzy. We love you, man. Normally what we do in their final segment, we're in that time, is we do some sort of debate. We do some sort of final drive. Like each guy picks out something. You guys are all waiting for this.
You know what's coming up.
You guys are all, this is the main event. This is WrestleMania main event. This is crazy that I'm talking about this today. Matthew, I'm going to throw it to you. There was a trade that happened today.
Let's get ready to rumble. All right. We have a trade in the NFL. In exchange. All right. So sorry. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, has traded 4-time Pro Bowler edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for the Cowboys to receive a 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round draft picks in 2026 and 2027. Parsons has agreed to a 4-year, $188 million contract with the Packers. That's an average of $47 million per year, which includes $120 million fully guaranteed at signing and $136 million in total guarantees, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So, that's probably going to be all you're going to hear from me for the next, I don't even know how long these two are going to go on it, because they have just been dying to talk about this. The buildup has been extraordinary. And now we get the response of probably the 2 largest Cowboy fans in all of Canada to just dive in and give us their takes on the Micah Parsons trade to the Green Bay Packers. Take it away, gentlemen.
I want me some glory hole.
So, you want to go over it, or you want me to
You go.
All right. So, I've been doing this Cowboys thing a long time. I sound like Jerry when I'm saying that. I sound very fucking Western. I sound very... Also, right now is a good time. You got kids in the car. You got kids around you when you're listening to this. Please don't listen to it right now.
Pause. Get the kids away. Yeah. This is not a PG.
No.
This is not
going to be a PG.
Even if you like explicit, pause.
Yeah, like this
We're going, me and G, you know what happened. We're about to go off the rails. If you're not here for it, you know what? Maybe tune into our next episode.
Yeah, maybe
but you
this
know
is
what?
the time to call
If you are here for it, turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Turn the volume up.
I've been doing this Cowboys thing a long time. So a lot of people are going to wonder, how'd you become a Cowboys fan? You live in Canada. Like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? Why don't you cheer for, the Bills, the Seahawks, the closest teams to the borders? I was 6 years old. I was watching, I love sports. I was watching a game on the television set, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick a football team, and whichever team wins this game, I'm going to pick them. It was the Giants versus the Cowboys. Cowboys won. That was 2001. No, it was 2000. It was 2000. Was it? Yeah, no, it was still 2001. 2001. Okay, sorry. 2001. I was sitting there I was watching it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cheer for them. And back then, there was no social media. There's no Facebook. There's no Twitter. There's no X. There's no Instagram. There's no searching up your favorite teams and players. You watched whatever came on television, and you went to sleep at your bedtime because that's what you did as a kid. I watched the Cowboys fuck it up my entire childhood. I watched them do it repeatedly. I entered high school and didn't have a lot of friends. Just kept to myself. Watch my sports. My sports were the highlights of my sports was, oh my God, they're playing the Green Bay Packers. And Dez caught the fucking ball. And they ruled it. It was not a catch. And I got over it. I was like, all right, whatever. And then, everybody wanted to draft Jalen Ramsey. Everybody was like, you got to draft Jalen Ramsey. You can't draft Zeke. I was like, you know what? I like Zeke. Zeke's going to be generational for us. We have a best O-line. Draft Zeke. We draft Zeke. I'm so happy. Then Tony Romo decides to break himself. And I'm like, well, this season is doomed. And out comes out of Mississippi State, Dakota Rain Prescott. I fell in love with Dakota Rain Prescott because he saved that season. There's a reason why I love Dak Prescott. It's not because he's the league's best quarterback. It's not because he's the Walter Payton Man of the Year or he's an exceptional leader. It's because when G was watching that season and he watched Tony Romo collapse and kill himself basically on fucking field. And fuck you, Tony Romo, for coming on every Sunday and talking about, well, so-and-so play. I would have done this differently. I would have done that. Well, you didn't. I watched you every Sunday. You shit the bed. That's my little rant for Tony Romo. But Dak came and he saved the season, man. It was exceptional stuff. It was exceptional stuff, and it was almost like euphoric. That's what it was. That's what watching the Cowboys was to me. It was euphoric. And Cowboys started to get expectations. You saw Travion Henderson run the most yards he's ever run against the Cowboys because they couldn't stop the run. Todd Gurley didn't even fucking play that game in the playoffs. Henderson. I don't even think his first name was Travion. I think it was some other Henderson. I can't even remember. Henderson. That's all I remember seeing on the jersey every single down. It was first down after first down. And he, great play, whatever. Great player, good job. Second stringer ended up walking us through. We got eliminated out of the playoffs. You saw Zeke asking for a new contract. Zeke goes to Cabo's. Jerry goes, Zeke who? And ends up signing him anyways. And, we got to sign Dak. No, we don't have to sign Dak, guys. We can just franchise tag him. Franchise tag. Now Dak's getting paid $40 million a year. The league's most expensive quarterback. Why? It's not because Dak's the best quarterback in the league. It's because we franchise tagged him 3 years in a fucking row and we did not cap manage properly. That's why Dak is getting paid $40 million. That's not on Dak. A lot of people might come on and be like, oh, fucking Dak Prescott, he's asking for the sun and the moon. That was not a real leader or anything. The guy was fucking, you could have signed him fucking 3 years ago, Jerry. All right, Dak, we signed him. Cool. The day before the season started, we signed Dak. We had to do the whole training camp with not knowing if we had a quarterback or we had Cooper fucking Rush playing in the fucking game. Next season comes along. Oh, by the way, that last season, nothing happened. We lost to the 49ers. It was nothing happened that season anyways. Because why? Because Deebo Samuel just started to run through us. They didn't have McCaffrey at that time. It was just Deebo running back and forth. Then next season comes CeeDee Lamb. Well, sure as hope they would not treat CeeDee Lamb this way. They would sign the guy to some reasonable deal. No. CeeDee Lamb holding out. Another contract, we wait. We drag it along all through training camp. And the excuse Jerry used at the time was, Well, you know, we got to pay Micah. So we gotta look. And you know what the quarter zip fuck boy said, Stephen Jones? Well, we gotta look at everything here. We gotta look at all facets of the game. We gotta make sure everything's being taken care of before we can pay, you know, all our players. Because we got Micah Parsons coming down the road. So we gotta make sure that contract's done. Okay. Next season comes along. It's Micah's contract year. Dak blows his fucking ankle, ACL, hamstring. I don't give a fuck. Dak's broken by fucking week 4. I go to Dallas. I fucking watched him. I watched the Cowboys implode. It's quite literally the most embarrassing effort I've ever seen live in person of a sporting team. And I've watched plenty of house teams play before. But nonetheless, Micah, new season, he's going to get signed. DeMarcus Lawrence leaves. DeMarcus Lawrence goes to Seattle. Micah Parsons, I can't wait to be the leader. I can't wait to lead this team. 30 million, 40 million. There's no big difference in that. I would take less. I would take less than 40 million just so I can get some guys around me, you know, that can play ball, and Trayvon, and we, you know, the guys, Osa, we can take care of business. We're going to be back, man. We're going to be back. Okay. All off season. And I'm not a casual Cowboys fan. I listen to Cowboys content from 7 a.m. to the moment I pass out to bed. I go to sleep listening to Cowboys content. Every single fucking day was talked about was whether or not Micah Parsons will be signed. How many arms did Micah Parsons have in his jersey today at practice? Oh, was he stretching or was he sleeping? Oh, what was going on? The whole training camp, we dragged it on. Eventually, he asked for a trade. I come on this podcast. I do an address to the union. I say, you know what? I still think they get it done. I blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Then the smear campaign begins. Jerry says, well, I offered Micah this deal, which we'll get into. We'll get into what a handshake deal fucking looks like. But what I do not understand, and I'm going to pass it over to you, Brandon, because I'm tired of fucking talking and I need a new beer, is when we knew we were going to trade Micah Parsons. The whole fucking press conference I listened to today, I saw quarter zip fuckboy, which I'll call Stephen Jones, and Jerry Jones go up on that podium, and they repeatedly said, well, this is something we have explored throughout the spring, is trading Micah Parsons. We're getting better at defending the run.
That's horse shit.
If that was something you were exploring in the spring, why the fuck were you offering him contracts that would make him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league? And then why the fuck? Here's a wild fucking statement here. Why didn't you fucking trade him? Because you're full of fucking shit. You ended up trading him to the one team, a lot of people watch this Netflix's America's Team Netflix documentary. I'm sick to my stomach because you know what? That documentary is amazingly done, and it showcases the brilliance of Emmitt Smith, Charles Haley, Troy Aikman, and Michael Irvin, and Jimmy Johnson.
And Deion Sanders.
It showcases the brilliance of them, and it's been fucking tainted because Jerry invited the Netflix crew in 2023. Because he thought they were winning the Super Bowl that year. People, there's a reason why Jerry Jones invited them that year, and there's a reason why he did a behind the scenes. And you know how that episode, sorry, spoiler alert, Jerry, sorry, don't sue me. He ends up crying because the Packers beat his ass. It was like 40 to what, 6? Third quarter? He's out there whimpering like a little fucking baby with his bottom lip quivering because, oh, this is downright embarrassing. Yeah, you're damn right. And now guess what? You traded your best fucking player to him. That's what it means to be a Cowboys fan. So everybody that fucking comes up to my messages the next day, today, tomorrow, the next week, whatever. Oh, man, did you do that Micah trade? Yeah, I fucking saw it. I've lived this shit. I've been living this shit. I plan on continuing to live this shit because that's the lifestyle I signed up for. But yes, I saw the trade. And you know what? I'm gonna talk. I have no questions. Like I can't be like, hey man, what's the question I'm gonna ask you? What question can I possibly have out of this? How fucked are we? Greatly, royally.
What do you got, Brandon?
Well, after that, I mean, all right. So to be real, I am older than G. I'm almost fucking 40 years old. I remember watching the Cowboys in the glory days. I do. I remember watching with my dad. A couple Super Bowls. It was a great time in the 90s. Then came the teenage years. We had fucking Randall Cunningham, Quincy Carter, Anthony Wright.
Yes.
Clappy McFucking Clapperson was the backup QB, who I hated as a backup QB. I hated more as our fucking coach. But we had him. Quincy Carter. Benny Testaverde was the fucking quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys the year I fucking graduated. Then we went to Drew Bledsoe. Now, I do feel bad for Drew Bledsoe. He lost his job
to Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Comes the Cowboys. Loses his job to Tony Romo. Now, everyone can say what they want to say about Tony Romo.
Yeah. Too busy fucking the woman at DFW to play quarterback, yes.
After the quarterbacks I just fucking mentioned, and again, I'm just graduated. I went through some shitty fucking years. Tony Romo came in. He had his highs. He had his lows. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He came in to the Dallas fucking Cowboys and played his fucking ass off. He led the fucking teams to a 13-3 fucking year. That's a great fucking season. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Oh, turn over this, turn over that. People are going to remember those. You're not going to remember the fourth quarter fucking drives where he came back and he led the fucking team on a 2-minute drill, pulled a rabbit out of his fucking ass, and won the game. You're not going to remember that shit. You know why? Because what's the first fucking playoff memory you have? It's Tony Romo botching the snap against the Seattle fucking Seahawks. Yep. That's what you remember.
Yep.
I remember when Tony Romo led the fucking drives down the fourth fucking quarter and won the fucking game. I remember when everyone talks shit about Tony Romo. Oh, interception this, interception that. Go look up the stats. Go look up fucking fourth quarter drives. Tony Romo, he's up there with the greats. That's how fucking good Tony Romo could have been. He was at those fucking moments. Now, you go a little bit further. Tony Romo lost his job to Dakota Prescott. Your man. That's your boy.
That was my boy. Yeah.
That's not my boy. That's your boy.
That's my boy. I'll say so.
Now,
It's not his quarterback.
That's my
It's not
quarterback.
his teammate.
with
That's
the
my
playoffs, what do you remember about recent with Dakota Prescott in the playoffs? There's two fucking things that are in my mind. I'm wondering if the same two things are in your mind.
Interception after interception.
No. In the playoffs. In the playoffs. What are the two things that come to your mind with the Cowboys in the playoffs?
Well, one, they can't stop the run. That's the first thing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the two biggest plays right now. Or the two biggest fucking moments in
when they had Zeke at fucking center. That's one of the moments that I fucking remember. The great play calling, Mike McCarthy. That was the last snap of Ezekiel Elliott's fucking professional football career as a Cowboy in the playoffs. He was under center, got blown up.
All right.
That's what I fucking remember.
That's what you remember. All right, cool. So this is where I'm about to go off the fucking rails. The two things I remember in the most recent fucking Cowboys fucking playoff drives. The Des Bryant catch. That was a fucking catch. You can say whatever the fuck you want. If you say that's not a catch, that's strictly because you're not a fucking Cowboy. You're a Cowboy fucking hater. That was a catch in every sense of the fucking word of what is a fucking catch in the fucking NFL. That was a catch. Everything fucking about that was a catch. If you say that's not a catch, that's strictly because you hate the fucking Cowboys. That's my number two memory of recent after the Romo botch snap. You know what's after that? being down 27-7, and Jimmy Johnson having a fucking heart attack on live fucking TV.
Oh, yes.
The halftime show.
Yes, when he had to
Who's that against?
When he had to tell the Packers.
Against the same
the fucking Packers
team.
Now, what'd Jerry say after that game? That was the worst fucking loss of his fucking life. So
well, Jerry had a lot of things.
We're going back 2 fucking games. You got the Des Bryant catch.
Against the Packers.
Against the Packers.
Yeah.
You go in, you got those every year. Again, we've talked about this. Every year when you're with Cowboys, this is our year. Every year. This is our year. This is our fucking year. This is our fucking year. You know, this year was supposed to be our fucking year.
Well, we had traded for George Pickens. We had got a new head coach. I feel really fucking bad for Brian Schottenheimer. The person I feel bad for, and like, yes, people are gonna come at me being like, yeah, he gets paid millions of fucking dollars to coach football. Why do you feel bad for him? Yeah, I get that. But the thing is that like he had to do a whole training camp with this fucking circus on, and he didn't have anything to do with it. And now look, guess what? Every single game that he fucking coaches and plays, oh, well, you know, do you think you miss Micah out there, Brian? Do you think you miss Micah out there? That's what he's got to deal with.
The dollar amount's not going to outweigh
the dollar amount's not going to look at that. If you look at the if you look at the picture, you look at the picture here. I'll pull it up for us. You look at the picture of him when he first got hired as the coach, right? Like you look at him. Young guy, right? You know, he's looking good. He's a nice looking guy there. And then you look at the picture of him now. Like you look at the picture of him in September. Like he's going to be fucking unrecognizable.
September 28th, he might.
Yeah. Like he's going to be he's fucking aged.
The game against the Packers. Yeah, he might. Who the fuck knows?
So here's the thing. I'll get back to where I was.
Yes. Sorry.
Unhinged, talking about Brian Schottenheimer. I do feel bad for Brian Schottenheimer. He's never been a head coach before. This is his first head coach. If you've ever listened to the fucking media, Jerry Jones went in. You know what? You're not Brian Schottenheimer anymore. You are the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Schottenheimer. This is not easy. You've never been a head coach before, and you have to go through this shit. I'm not blaming whatever happens to this fucking season now. I'm not blaming any fucking blame on Brian Schottenheimer. I think he's going to the media is going to tear his ass apart. And I don't think it's fair. I really don't. This is on Jerry. This is on Steven. You can even, if you want to get on the other side, sure, it's on Micah and his fucking agent.
Yeah, it is on fucking Micah.
It is on Micah too.
I'm getting there. I'm gonna get into that. But like, it is. There's blame to go all sorts of way. You know what? Let's take a break. Let's listen to some clips of Jerry Jones in the podcast. How about we take a little break? We catch our breaths, you know, we drink a little more beer. Miller Lite, of course, because we cheer for the Cowboys. And Miller Lite is the official beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Not all of us. Oh, well, sorry. We got a Coors for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Anyways, here you go. There's Jerry Jones today talking about Micah Parsons. We got a couple clips. Enjoy.
I want to be sure that our fans understand. I think a lot of Micah. And I wish him so much success. I don't want him to have success when he play the Cowboys as much as I do want him to have overall success. But Micah Parsons did an outstanding job for us for 4 years. And a little bit of the way Herschel Walker may have had his greatest contribution to the Cowboys, what he brought to us when he left could be a tremendous thing for our fans and the success of this team. We need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times for several years. And when you have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you.
You know who else I feel bad for? Michael Irvin.
Yeah, because 5 minutes before the trade broke out, Michael Irvin went on a press tour in every single major network and guaranteed that the trade wouldn't be happening.
So we've talked about this before. Dallas Cowboys legends are. I will give Jerry.
Royalty.
I will. You know what? For about 10 seconds, I will give Jerry his fucking flowers. The legends.
10 seconds.
The fucking legends. You look at Irvin. You look at Smith. You look at Aikman. You look at. I mean, you can even look at fucking Romo. You look at those guys. Jerry Jones has taken care of those guys, not just in their playing careers.
Afterwards, man.
This is what he's talking about. And I will say I agree with him. And this is the only thing I'm going to fucking agree with him. He gives everyone, you're a Cowboys legend. When you retire, you are taken care of. Your business.
Dude,
unless you're Jimmy Johnson.
No, but okay. Even
that's
that,
a different story. I will
vengeance.
I will fight for Jimmy Johnson all fucking day.
I think every
that's a vengeance. That's a pride thing. That's a pride thing. That's an ego thing. That's whatever. That's a different story. But when it comes to taking care of your players, there is no better. The best owner in the NFL is Jerry Jones. He may be
until today.
He's still the best owner in the NFL. He may be the worst GM. You may have criticisms about his general managing of the Cowboys, of his trades, of his contracts. Yes, 100% you can have your criticism. But when it comes to ownership, when it comes to taking care of your players, Playmakers 88 is a restaurant in Texas. You can go look it up. And the reason why that it is owned by it, Michael Irvin doesn't have a stake in Dallas real estate. Jerry Jones built that whole fucking complex. He gifted Michael Irvin that restaurant. The Aikman Lager? You think the Aikman Lager just magically fucking appeared? Jerry Jones worked out the deal between major breweries and Troy Aikman to be able to sell and provide his lager in major spots. Ezekiel Elliott is going to get fucking the royal treatment, and Ezekiel Elliott didn't even do nothing. He's going to get himself fucking lined up whenever it becomes the thing. Whenever Ezekiel's like, hey, man, I want to open up this. I want to open up a barbershop. I want to open up this. Jerry's going to help him out because Jerry would have done the same thing for Micah Parsons. And, I don't know if you want me to go into the ripping into Micah Parsons segment right now, but I can.
Let's wait on that.
But when it comes to the owner of Jerry, I will defend the owner of the Cowboys. Ownership wise, there's no better owner in sports than Jerry Jones. You know how many fucking players Randy Gregory was sorting Amazon packages. The thing is that this new era of the NFL is a little bit different for Jerry Jones to adapt to, and he gets burnt by it a lot. Randy Gregory, during the pandemic, was sorting Amazon packages. Jerry Jones was like, you know what, Randy, I know you smoke weed, and I know you've been in a little bit of trouble, but I still believe in you. Come on back. He had a great year. He had a great year under Dan Quinn, and guess what? Jerry was like, you know what? As a favor, can you sign for 8? Can you sign a little less than what the offers are? Randy said, fuck that, Jerry. I'm getting the bag. And he went to Denver. I bet none of you guys even know who Randy Gregory is right now.
Pride in Nebraska.
That's what Jerry Jones didn't have to do that. Jerry Jones didn't have to grab that guy and do that for him. Jerry Jones still paid Dak. Dak snapped his fucking ankle. This is before he snapped it last year. He snapped it the year before when they had Andy Dalton. He had no reason. He could have been like, fuck you, Dak. Fuck your shit. You just snapped your ankle. Good riddance. Goodbye. I'm done. It's over.
So
he paid him. Most owners, Cincinnati can't even get their fucking shit sorted to pay Hendrickson. He paid Dak 40-something million after he snapped his ankle. I wouldn't have paid Dak 40-something million after he snapped his ankle. So when it comes down to the ownership of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is one of one. I will not hear slander about Jerry Jones as the owner. Now, as the GM, Let's talk about the GM. And like, if you've watched the documentary, Stephen Jones, and I knew this from a long fucking time. I'm telling people left, right, and center, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, that's worse.
Stephen Jones is way worse than Jerry Jones. Stephen Jones is the guy that tried to block the Dion trade. Stephen Jones is the guy that pinned up his dad against the wall and been like, "Are you fucking serious right now? You're going to trade for the Dion and pay him this, blah, 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 blah." Like, there's a reason why Jerry operates the way he operates now. And it's not because of old age. It's because Stephen Jones is calling more of the shots than ever. We're going to be the fucking Ford family. We're going to be, I am going to foresee the future right now. The Detroit Lions went through years and years of mediocrity under the Ford family. Years. And it wasn't until recently when the daughter got in control, she changed things up. They managed to get people to change the culture. That changed things. We're headed there once Jerry dies. Once Jerry dies, this whole fucking thing is going to be a fucking shit show.
Now,
so for the folks that are praying, like with the Cowboys fans that are praying that, "Oh, fuck Jerry, I hope you fucking die," or "Jerry, oh, fuck you, Jerry, I hope you die." Yeah, you don't want Jerry to die, because Jerry dies, it's over. Like, we got Stephen Jones in charge. We're fucked. Royally. Charlotte ain't got a thing to say. Steven's gonna fuck this up for everybody. Catboy fucking Steven. Can't work himself away around a fucking like Whataburger, but he's gonna save the fucking Cowboys. Go on, Brandon. Go on. Just
I was gonna say now, like I said, with Jerry taking care of the legends, you know, business wise, once your playing career is done, if you're a Cowboys legend,
you live forever.
Jerry takes care of you.
Yep. You make money forever.
Now, I've been to Cowboys Stadium multiple times. The legends, the alumni that are around that stadium, every time around the stadium, around the season, there's always alumni.
DeMarcus Ware, we saw him last year, like in the tailgate.
You go anywhere, you do the stadium tour, you are most likely gonna run into someone.
Yep.
I've been lucky enough. So I've been to Dallas. I've been to the AT&T Stadium like 7 or 8 times. I've been there. He obviously didn't say hi, but our tour was walking in somewhere where Jerry was walking out. We got to at least say hi. He waved at us. Cool shit. I've ran into Emmitt Smith at Cowboys Stadium right after he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I've ran into other alumni like Michael Downs. There's always alumni at Cowboys Stadium. He takes care of his guys. Now, with that being said, Michael Irvin brought up the good point. I want to see, now that Micah Parsons isn't the Cowboy, what's his podcast ratings going to be?
Nothing.
Are you going to get those same fucking
Not
ratings?
a chance.
Are you going to get those same opportunities?
No,
that
sir.
same sponsorship money?
Never.
Sure, you're going to get sponsors. I mean, you're going to the Packers. That's another historic fucking franchise. Is it?
They're
Dallas
not
Cowboys?
That's a great.
You're publicly fucking owned. To be honest,
that's a great fucking point, and I fucking applaud you for bringing up that point, because not a lot of people, unless you cheer for the Cowboys, actually talk about that. There's a reason why you're so fucking viewed.
You're a Dallas Cowboy.
There's a reason why in that trade fucking most trade posts right now are showing the other guy coming back. They're not even showing you, buddy. You want to talk about, you want to boast, and you want to, I'm the Lion, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. Enjoy Wisconsin. Enjoy that market. Enjoy it. Yeah, there's attention. Yeah, there's a storied franchise, whatever. They are nowhere close to the Cowboy. Not even sniffing chance, baby, to America's team.
Not even close.
So enjoy that podcast career. I really hope it works out for you. And I really, you know what? I hope you, and I don't say this with any ill will. I'm not wishing injury on the guy, but I hope he has a good career. But when it comes to setting you up for success, how the Green Bay Packers treat Aaron Rodgers? What happened with Brett Favre? What happened with Devontae Adams?
What actually happened to Brett Favre? You know, he went down this little, kind of a fraud scheme.
Yeah.
Packer fans still love the guy.
No, they love him. No, they love him.
But what have they
But
done for him? What is the owner?
ownership?
Okay, you
Management
retire as a
has
Green
done
Bay
shit.
Packer.
Yeah, what's that mean for you?
What's your post life like?
Yeah, like what restaurants you owning? What kind of they can Wisconsin can barely hold. Oh, sorry, Wisconsin. I'm sorry to take a big little political shit on you, but Wisconsin can barely hold their economy up. What are they gonna do for a retired player? They gotta do shit. Devontae Adams came, he left. Who was your running back before AJ Dillon, and who was it? Who was the other guy?
Eddie Lacy.
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was there before.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones was there.
Before that,
Eddie Lacy. Yeah, well, what's going on there? So when it comes to the reality of things, there's few teams out there that take care of their players the way they did. Can you imagine if Tom Brady was on the Dallas Cowboys? Can you fathom to think what do you think Peyton Manning would go play for the Broncos if he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys?
No.
Do you understand like what it means to be a Dallas and this is where I'm going to lead into the Micah Parsons thing, what it means to be a Dallas Cowboy. The star means something. Leadership means something. If I'm paying you $47 fucking million and that's what you think your worth is, I love it you're leading in sacks. I love it you're leading in pressures. I love that in regular seasons you're a fucking terror to the other team. They got to double team you. I love that shit, buddy. But if you're asking me, the moment I knew Micah Parsons' tenure was done when Schottenheimer had to have a conversation with him about his antics in a preseason fucking game against the Falcons.
Oh, when he was lying down on the fucking massage
You're
table.
walking to the game, you're eating nachos. All right, cool. You're eating nachos, you're doing your little bit. Guy goes up to you, hey, come to the Falcons. Call me. Really? You want to play for the Falcons? That's where you want to play? Don't give me that bullshit today on your fucking AI generated snap. Oh, how much I love North Texas and this is my off-season home. Get the fuck out of North Texas. We don't want you here. Like we don't want you in Texas. No Dallas Cowboy fan is like, oh my God, Micah Parsons, thank you for everything. You did at the end of the day, like the way he went out is nowhere close to Luka. And people are comparing it to the Luka Doncic trade. It is nowhere close to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic had no idea he was gonna get traded. He was surprised with the trade itself. He was heartbroken. Micah Parsons basically invited it. I don't care if he napped Brandon for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 15 fucking minutes. There's a game going on. You're supposed to be a leader on that team. You have rookies. You have guys that are trying to make the team looking up to you, and you go out and you start to fucking roll around on a trainer's table trying to think that your back hurts.
So here's the thing. You just mentioned Luka with Dallas. Nico Harrison. Whatever the fuck you want to say about him. I don't know, like, shove a lightning bolt up their fucking ass, whatever. They got saved. Luka got traded. They ended up winning the fucking lottery. And in the lottery, the number 1 overall pick, Cooper fucking Flag.
Cooper Flag.
I don't know if you watch basketball. I'm a Duke fan when it comes to basketball. Cooper Flag.
Generational. Some would say he's the Arch Manning of basketball.
You lose Luka. You're pissed. I get it. I was pissed. Everyone should be fucking pissed. They fucking moved Luka Doncic, your franchise player. But you know what? They pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Lightning bolt up the ass. They won the lottery.
Yes, sir.
Cooper Flag's coming to save that franchise. You know, Dallas fans are hurt about that. When you see Cooper Flag,
you got a consolation prize.
It might not be year
It's
one
not Luka.
because it's fucking. He's still going to be a fucking rookie, but it's Cooper Flag. Dallas Mavericks are in good shape. We got what, two firsts? So
you have two. What I would foresee, we're awaiting like a Jordan Love ankle injury or hamstring injury or whatever Jordan Love injury. Those go in the top 15 because other than that, you're looking at 15 or after.
They're going to be late first. Let's be real.
Middle to late first round.
Let's be real. They're going to be late first round picks. There's no Cooper Flag coming in for Micah fucking Parsons.
No, you're basically, you're going to get your depth pieces and like, it's too early for us to do our draft episodes.
Now.
But you're picking between 15 to the end of the first.
Now, you were talking about I know you like to talk about leadership, and you can say your piece about his leadership. What do you think about his leadership? Because I know your opinion is different than mine.
So my thing is, and it's not a very complex thing that I have. I have a very simple philosophy when it comes to this. Obviously, everyone wants to get paid. Everyone. Whether you deliver mail, whether you work at a bar, whether you do whatever you do, you deserve to get paid for what you deserve. Like, everyone wants to, and everyone thinks they deserve to get paid more. That's just human nature. No one's like, hey man, I gotta pay, like, pay me less. No one does that. My thing is that when you're DeMarcus Lawrence left, his first statement, I was like, oh my God, thank God I get to be the leader now. You know, last year there was a real struggle on who's the leader of the defense and blah, blah, blah. And I get to be the leader now. Yeah? Do you? How many defensive players did you take out in offseason workouts and work out together? In North Texas. That's where you live. Did you go out with Osa? Did you work out with Osa? I know Osa was working out with the defensive lineman. Were you working out with him? No, you weren't. Were you working out with No, you were in the Bahamas. You were in the Bahamas, and Jerry called you. Jerry's like, I want to talk the deal. And you're like, I'll come right away, Mr. Jones. And Jerry said, no, take your time. Meet me on this day. Meet me at this time. You walked in. Yes, that sounds great. I'm so happy. I can't wait to be. You said all the right things. And then it was suddenly like, Jerry's like, all right, I guess I got him done. Jerry's happy. You know what? Like, it's all a control thing. Jerry wanted to control the years. He wanted to control the years that Micah would be able to get. He wanted to control the years that he would not be able to renegotiate. And obviously, Micah Parsons' agent was like, absolutely not. That's why it's a 4-year deal, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it is. All of that was happening. You called David Mulligata was like, you know what? That's absolutely ridiculous, Micah. We got to get that 5th year, whatever. Or we got to get that 5th year knocked off, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff happened. All of this stuff is happening. When did the time come for Micah Parsons to lead? Chris Jones is a leader. Max Crosby is a fucking leader. TJ Watt, I would give my left kidney to get TJ Watt on the Dallas Cowboys because he's a fucking leader.
Matthew's shaking his head right now.
Well, it ain't gonna happen.
But it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But would you not agree that he's one of the best leaders to have on your defensive side of the football?
100%. The Steelers are way better when he's on the field. And the Cowboys are 100% better when Micah Parsons is on the field.
Exactly.
And the fact that you don't pay that man.
It's not even like I understand that he wanted to get paid. And I understand the argument. And Brandon talked it off the air. Me and Brandon got into it. Brandon was like, you know what? He was giving me these stats about like what the defense looks like.
I'll talk about that.
When Micah Parsons is on the field, what he looks like when he's off the field. All of that being said, talent aside, leadership has nothing to do with talent. You can be a great fucking leader and not be the best player on your team. Yeah. I've seen it many times. Right? When it comes to leading your group, leading your people, if you don't want, and I said this when he was holding out, if you don't want to play here, if your thing is like, you know what, I need my new contract before I can properly focus in and do my thing, I need to be paid first, go hold out. But the Cowboys are paying you what would it have costed him? Like $50,000?
$50K a day.
Yeah.
So $50K a day, technically the Cowboys are paying him
to hold in.
To watch him stand on the sidelines with a hoodie on and half his jersey on his fucking head. Oh, my back's tight. Oh, this, oh, that. I'm not mad about the trade. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're like, oh, you guys you lost Micah Parsons. Yeah, I get it. We lost Micah Parsons. I understand. I get it. I wanted him to be traded. I said that this morning. Before the trade happened, I said the first thing that I said was,
you did.
I can't wait for him to be traded so this can all be over. Because Micah Parsons sitting there all training camp would have been the same thing as CeeDee Lamb last year. CeeDee Lamb sat there he didn't sit there, but he like held out, wasn't in training camp, not in chemistry with Dak, missed him, blah, 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 didn't look the same. We're letting low. We're 2-4. It's week 7. We're fucking looking at like, oh my God, we're doomed. I'd rather have guys that want to be there. And I really hope some guys step up. Sam Williams, I'm looking at you. Trayvon, buddy.
Overshown.
I'm looking at you. When you're healthy or Agent Zero, I'm looking at you. Sam Williams, I'm looking at you. Osa, my dog. I want you to have the best season ever so I can buy your jersey, Osa. I love Osa Odigizua. I want Osa to have a big year. But most important, Darren Bland. I bought a fucking t-shirt for Darren Bland. Do you know how hard it is to get a t-shirt shipped up that has Darren Bland from the Cowboys up to Canada? It's very fucking hard. I found out. Shout out Darren Bland. I want these guys to succeed, but I need some real dogs. I want leaders. I get it. The talent is there. Micah is a generational talent. I'll give him that. He is one of one. But like what I saw this past 2 weeks, come on, man. Laying on the trainer's table during a game, call me. Like, come on, dude. Your podcast? I got your Bleacher Report deal? Yeah, it's gonna run out real fucking quick. Because the clicks are all for the Cowboys. I'm sorry. The C in Cowboys stands for clicks, and you ain't got none in Wisconsin. So enjoy your time in Green Bay. That's all I have to say. Go on, Brandon. Go on. Let him hear it.
So, you want to talk about leadership. I get it. You know, he talks a lot of shit. He's got his podcast that a lot of people aren't happy with. His off-field shit, sure. On the field. You look at the Cowboys defense with Micah Parsons when he was on the field. I tried to look up stats because I thought I knew the stats, but obviously today you try and look up anything and you type in anything into the Google or whatever.
It's gonna be trade.
All it comes up is trades.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say the number one. I'm gonna say a top 5. Even though I know top 3. When Micah Parsons was on the field, the Cowboys defense was a top 3. When Micah Parsons was not on the field, dead fucking last. We always talk about it. This is a team game. A person doesn't make up the fucking team. Well, I'm sorry. On the defense, Micah Parsons was that fucking team. Go look. Packers fans, you're going to fucking find out real quick. When you watch the games, you are going to be screaming at the fucking TV every fucking play. Holding. That's fucking holding. You got 2 guys fucking got Micah Parsons in a fucking chokehold. No call. He gets double teamed every fucking play. He gets held every fucking play. But you know what that does? You got 2 guys on Micah Parsons. That's opening for someone fucking else to make a fucking play. When Micah Parsons isn't on the field, there's no fucking fear. If Micah Parsons is, even take now. I don't even know who the fuck we got back. Add him into the fucking mix. You're going up on. You're going up on. You're going. Kenny Clark.
No, fuck Kenny Clark.
So you're Jalen. No.
Hold on. Before we go on a little degenerate tangent about like we're not going to be able to replace Micah Parsons. Yes, that is true. We're not going to be able to replace Micah Parsons unless the next 2 fucking first rounders are whatever.
Mozzie Smith's fucking. He
How is Mozzie Smith still employed by the Dallas? Okay, anyways, Kenny Clark.
I don't know.
That's the guy we got back. I was watching some film.
Kenny Clark, defensive
so I watched some film. He's a great 3 tech. He had an off season last year. He did have an off season last year. If you look at, listen, what I love is Packers fans going right now. Oh, we were gonna cut him. We were gonna cut him, and look at that. We flipped him into Micah Parsons. Sure you were going to cut him. Yeah, that's how it works. Eat a little less cheese on your day to day. He's not going to be Micah Parsons. That's not who he's going to be. However, he's going to help in stopping the run, which is a massive fucking need for the Cowboys. Is he going to solve all their issues? Is he going to be like the fucking run stopper of the generation? Is he a Jalen Carter? No. He's not gonna do all that, but he's gonna help. He's gonna definitely. They're definitely leaning towards that way of helping him. So
sure, but I think the concern here, though, like I'm not a Cowboy fan, but okay, you get Clark on the defensive line, but then you get 2 first-round picks, one in 2026 and one in 2027. So it's like you're sitting back, and I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck? I got to wait all the way to 2027.
That's a good point.
2028.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
If this plays out,
so that's a good point
because Jerry's saying this might turn out to the Herschel Walker trade. But those picks that they got out of Herschel Walker were in the same fucking draft.
No, the Herschel. So I knew he was going to compare it to the Herschel Walker trade when it happened. However, what I do think the Cowboys, and I think a lot of people are going to be scared when they do this, if they start off hot, like I'm telling you, they go in on Thursday, they beat Philly, then they win again. Then they win again. But I'm just saying,
that's a crazy. But if they win against Philly without Parsons,
if they do those things, like if they do those things, if they're like 5-0, right? Trade deadline, rebuilding team. Those first round picks that you just talked about, like we gotta wait until this time.
Yeah,
they're in play, man. They're in play. And I was like tweeting back and forth with Jeff Kavanaugh today, he's got the pulse of the Cowboys. He was very distraught today as well. But I was tweeting back and forth at him, and a lot of it is like those picks, they might be used in trades this year. Like you might see them, depending on how they're doing, you might see them look to like throw a fucking Green Bay pick here to fill a void there, use a Green Bay pick here. Like a running back, Breece Hall now? Maybe. I'm not saying like they're going to go out and trade for Breece Hall or they're going to go out and trade for so-and-so. But like a running back now, it's a little bit more attainable than it was before. Like there's still room there. Like
for sure.
You got extra 2 picks.
You do.
I don't agree with the assessment of it. I think they should have got more, but
I agree. Yeah, I feel like they should have gotten more. I don't think it was enough.
To a fucking rival. If a team outside of your rival came up and said, this is what we're offering you, sure. The Green Bay fucking Packers, like I just talked about, what are your last 2 memories of Cowboys with the Green Bay Packers?
Wow.
It's Des Bryant fucking catch, and it's getting your fucking ass handed to you, where Jerry Jones says, this is the worst loss of your fucking life. And then you go give your best fucking player to him? To the Green Bay fucking Packers.
I mean,
you can't fucking tell me that you know it just came out today. You know what? The Cowboys are exploring the opportunity. You're telling me to the fucking Green Bay Packers. No one else was coming close. You're exploring one day, not even 24 hours once it comes out that you are actually starting to listen to offers. Because we talked about this last week in our fucking episode, and I joked about it because there's no fucking way. Sure. Okay, Parsons going to get traded. He's going to get traded. Sure. To the Green Bay Packers, not a fucking chance. This is like the New York Yankees trading Aaron Judge to the Boston Red Sox. This is like the Edmonton Oilers trading Connor McDavid to the fucking Calgary Flames. Austin Matthews. Hey, we're going to trade you to the fucking Florida Panthers.
Because we can't beat them, so you might as well go and try to win a cup.
No. There are teams, okay, so we're from Canada. I'm a little bit older than G. When I grew up in the 90s in Canada, obviously internet, streaming, all this shit wasn't available back then. In Canada, at least on the West Coast, I mean, sure, you had your few Seahawks fans. That's the closest team. But most fucking people, you were a Cowboys, 49ers, Packers, and to a lesser extent, Dolphins fan.
Oh.
That was it.
What about the Raiders?
Not really. In Canada, you got to think, this is the 90s, man.
Shout out
all
to the Raiders.
This shit didn't fucking exist
Shout out
back
Oakland.
then. But those were the fucking teams. So when you became a Cowboys fan, or a fan of any team, the first thing you do when you find out, okay, this is my team. I'm a Cowboys fan. All right.
Sir.
Who do I fucking hate? Obviously, you hate in football. You hate your division rivals.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Your Giants?
No, hold on. Pause. If you're an Eagles fan listening to this, I still hate you motherfuckers more than anybody else in the world. Don't get it twisted. Just because Micah Parsons wearing a fucking Wisconsin cheesehead fucking sweater does not make anything between us different. I hate you Eagles fans, and you know what? We got a lot riding on this podcast, and we got a lot of deals going on, and we got lots of stuff happening. And you know what? I was hesitant to say it. There are murderers, there are rapists, and there are Eagles fans. So Eagles fans, my love for you has always been the same. Go on, Brandon.
Again, you know your division rivals.
Yes,
but as you then next you learn who your actual fucking rivals are. And when you're a Cowboys fan, you can pretty much say anyone's your rival. 49ers, Steelers, Packers. Outside of the division, those are the teams I learn you don't fucking cheer for.
Wait a minute. Wait, you're saying the Steelers are rivals with the Cowboys?
Yeah.
No, not like a rival.
It's not.
Not a rival as in like a rival. But
Yeah.
you didn't fucking cheer for the fucking Steelers. If you're a Cowboys fan, you don't cheer for the fucking Steelers.
It's always fun to beat the Steelers. We
Sure.
beat them last year. Ha ha.
Yeah, I know.
The biggest
that's fine.
thing is Packers. You're not a fucking Packers fan. They just, again, you go back, Des Bryant catch. It was a fucking catch. I don't give a shit what any fucking say. It was a catch. The last game, 27-7. Got your ass kicked. This is the fucking team you want to make a trade with. This is the fucking team you want to fucking go and be like, hey, here's our best player. You're a fucking, you know what? Jerry Jones talking a lot about mommies and daddies. Jerry, you know who the fuck your daddy is right now? It's the Green Bay Packers. They own you, which in fact, in turn makes all Cowboys fans. Green Bay is our fucking daddy. Go back to fucking Pedro talking about the New York Yankees. Who's your daddy? It's the Green Bay fucking Packers. Of all fucking teams, it's the Green Bay Packers. You know, I've called Jerry, you geriatric fuck. Jerry in geriatric. Jerry, geriatric. You are the Jerry and geriatric fuck, you motherfucker. Like, oh my God. Like, I understand that. We're going after fucking Jerry. We got to go to fucking Steven. That's even worse.
It's Steven.
But
It's
right
not
now,
even Jerry. It's Steven. It's not even Jerry.
To
Jerry
the
comes
fucking
out.
Pack. And you know what?
Steven.
We all have Packers fans off the podcast. My best friend is a Packers fan. He has not sent me. He's the only person who has not sent me a text because he knows I will fucking kill him right now. In the state of mind I am in right now, he is the only fucking person. We talk about you can't fucking PVR and have your phone on you. My phone, I was driving on the fucking highway when this trade happened. My phone, I got the buzz, and then all of a sudden, my phone just buzzed non-fucking stop. I had to pull around on the highway. I thought someone fucking died. And it's, oh, do you see this? It's Micah Parsons just got fucking... I mean, someone might as well have fucking died.
Right.
But to the fucking Packers, are you fucking kidding me?
We got to tangle this thing together here. All right.
That's the thing. I agree with Brandon.
No,
Like, division rivals, trading to a division rival is tough. A conference rival.
Well, it's just a rival that
Well,
is
look at our fucking defense now. Who are you scared of? You had Micah fucking Parsons. Are you scared of Micah Parsons? Absolutely, you're scared of Micah Parsons. If you say you're not scared of Micah Parsons, you don't know fucking football. What do we got now? Okay, I know you like a Diggy Zua.
I do like Odiggy's. No, it's not.
Fowler.
No,
Bland.
okay. So,
okay, sure.
no,
Bland is good.
Like
Secondary. What do you got? Diggs? Diggs fucking sucks.
Hey.
He's gonna, dude. Okay, so look at fucking Diggs. He's a ball hawk. Sure, he's gonna eat you interceptions.
No, Darren
If he's
Bland
not
is
getting
still
an interception, he's getting fucking burned. There's not a single person on our defense that's worth half a shit right now.
You're hurting, you're reeling. I know.
No, I'm not.
You are hurting
Who
and reeling.
in our defense are you fucking scared of right now?
It's not about
both
being
hurting.
scared.
There's no
You're
one.
hurting and reeling.
Our defense is
I
dog
understand.
shit.
I understand. You're hurting. It's not. Listen.
Our defense is
Is it
dog
as
shit.
good as it fucking?
Absolute
Is it
dog
as good?
shit.
Is it as good as We had Micah Parsons, but we wouldn't have had Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons
First to last.
Micah, no, we're not
With
going to
or
be
without
last.
him.
We're not going to be fucking last. What do you think the Cowboys are going to have the last defensive rating? Absolutely fucking not. This is an overreaction right
It's
now.
not an overreaction.
You're
That's
hurting.
fucking facts.
You're hurting.
Last year, that's fucking facts.
I understand you're hurting.
That's
I get
facts.
it. I get it. I'm also hurting. However, the Cowboys weren't going to be the best defense this year anyways. Micah Parsons didn't practice all fucking summer. He was sitting there lollygagging, eating fucking nachos. So if you were going to come out and be like, Micah Parsons was going to be dominating against the Eagles and like all this, no, he wasn't.
Okay, so who?
I'm not.
If you're the fucking Eagles, who are you preparing for? Who are you saying we need to fucking double team this guy?
There's no
the Berg.
There's no guy on the Cowboys right. I agree
With
with
half
you.
a shit.
There's guys with half a shit. There's no guy with full of shit. There's no guy out there on the Cowboys right now, and it's very hard for me to try to sway minds right now because my guys are frustrated. I get it. There's no guy on the Cowboys right now that I'm like, you know what, you should be really excited for. That's reality. However, when it comes to defense, you'd be very excited for the offense. The offense is going to be blissful time.
Sure, you put up 30 points.
Yeah, it's
You're going to
gonna
give
be-
up 35. Like
But-
Michael fucking Irvin said that.
But my only thing is, my only saving grace out of all of this is that how blissful was our life 2 years ago when we were getting pumped by the fucking Packers?
Better than it's going into this fucking
No,
year.
I don't think so. This year, I'm actually way better because I have no fucking expectations.
I don't.
Oh, also, sorry. Before I forget, we're wrapping up, folks. I know you guys are tired. Okay, we're wrapping up.
Last the Philly fans. I know the Philly fans are like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys fans are fucking
Cowgirls,
fine.
cowgirls. Yeah, I heard you. All right, I got to explain this to girls that don't know football. All right, so you and let's say we'll name you. We're going to name you Caitlin. Your friend is named Michelle. All right, Michelle and Caitlin. Okay. Caitlin grows up and she has always played soccer her entire life and she's been great at it. And Michelle has always just been one up in her. Like Michelle lives in the same town and like, you know what? Like sometimes like she's in the same tournaments and every single time Michelle, you know, they all meet in the finals. Michelle kicks the shit out of Caitlin. Caitlin's always like, fuck, man. Like, Michelle's always the best player. Like, they always beat us. And then, what's going on? And Caitlin's boyfriend, let's call him Micah, decides, like, hey, I'm like really like feeling kind of under the weather. Like, can you give me some attention? Blah, blah, blah. And Caitlin goes, absolutely fucking not. I gotta study for my stat test. Micah starts getting attention from Michelle. Michelle's suddenly giving Micah attention. Michelle's hitting his line. Michelle's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? You want to grab ice cream? You want to grab an ice cream sundae? You want to do this? You want to do that? And suddenly Micah and Michelle are dating. It's a great time. It's a great time for Michelle. She's having the best time of her life. And then Caitlin wakes up and she's like, oh my God, school's starting. Micah, like, are we going to have a great time together? We're lovely. We're going to go to homecoming together. And Micah goes, absolutely not. I'm going to Michelle. And that is basically what has happened. That is the scenario that we had. So if you don't understand football, you don't understand fandom, you don't understand what our life has been, that has been our life with this saga.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm
Shut
so
up.
sorry.
Week 1 college football, man. We got it going on. We got Texas, Ohio State this Saturday. It's gonna be a beautiful time. It's gonna be a blissful time. If you don't follow us already, Red Zone Blitz Pod, TikTok, Instagram, X. We're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff. We got stuff coming up. redzoneblitzpodcast@gmail.com. Hit our line. Send us a mailbag. Send us anything. Send us, if you're an Eagles fan right now, we'd love to hear from you. So send us your inquiries and questions. Send us whatever you got.
Talk your shit before the game, not after the game.
I still think Cowboys win next week. I still think so.
This is going to be a great reaction.
We'll be back. We'll be back with another episode. Surprise guest, Jesse Hawley former Cowboys player, Dallas Cowboys analyst. We got him.
Oh, that is a great time for that interview.
We got him coming out on Saturday. We might drop that episode on Saturday for you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We might just drop that all that time. But until then, this is your host, G.
Brandon.
And Matthew.
And we'll see you guys on the other side. How about them Cowboys?
Later.
Peace.